And we're live now. And we're live here on the Automotive Edge radio show.
Ain't no stopping us. Ain't no stopping us, is there, Bo?
Not today. This is July 4th, Independence Day weekend. So there's certainly not any stopping us here.
Thanks so much for everybody joining us today. It's the Automotive Edge radio show today, helping you with all your automotive needs. Whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, we are here to help. Live today, you got to come out and see this place, the all-new Grapevine Dodge. Right here on 121 and William D. Tate. Brandon really knocked his place out of the park. He leveled the old used car building and put fresh concrete and lighting out there, and the whole inside has been totally gutted and remodeled. And you would think the opposite. You would think, okay, now that they've remodeled this whole place and they've done this, this, and this, that prices would go up. Well, actually, prices have gone way, way down. You got 1.9% available for 72 months on pickup trucks. You got massive discounts, rebates, 90 days, no payments. They went the opposite way with huge discounts.
Yeah, because they got to pay for the place now.
Yeah, but you would think the other way. You would think you'd be paying more to help pay for the place.
The thought process is if you spend more, you got to charge more.
That's right.
But,
and he's gone the opposite way with it. You're going to spend less and get more.
Yep. And enjoy the new facility as well.
Oh, it's nice, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Have you been back to see, around Melinda's office?
No, because I think they had just moved in the last time we were here.
Got it.
I didn't get a chance to go back there, so.
It's pretty special, and so are the deals, so are the people. Come on out and see us today. Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. 0% APR on Pacificas for 72 months, 1.9 on the pickup trucks, 1.9 available on the Jeep Grand Cherokees, and no payments for 90 days. And there's so many discounts. We'll be covering them as the show goes on today. But make the drive out here, 121 of William D. Tate. We would love to see you. A lot to cover today and only 4 hours to get there. We're going to be here at Grapevine Dodge till the noon hour. Joining me, the man, the myth, the legend. Don't bring your wife up here. Come alone. Big wheels, ball carver.
Now, that was a good one. That might have been your best ever right there.
What's happening? How's your fourth?
It was good. It was a little wet. So Graham was here, my son. And we just we've been watching The Chosen. So then a couple of the new Chosens were out. So we watched that.
Watching the history of Kurt Chase, huh?
Yeah, The Chosen. Yeah. That's not what your mom says about you.
No, I'm not. I wasn't by choice. I was not her flavor of the day.
We won't get into that. It's a whole story for everybody. We'll get to it one day. But.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I watched.
Eat the traditional 4th of July food?
No, we actually.
Don't tell me you did a pot roast.
No, it was just Graham and I, because Purple Haze took the grandkids and they took off to Louisiana to see her brother. So it was just Graham and I, and we went to a Mexican restaurant in Denton and had street tacos.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I didn't think there was a thing wrong with it. We gobbled those down with that.
Someone's eating street tacos on the 4th of July.
Carl beans. Yeah. We loaded it up, baby. And then had so much of it, we had it for dinner.
Nice.
So that was our 4th of July. I watched a little TV and The Chosen. But a couple of nights ago, I saw a movie that I thought was really, really cool. I don't know if you do, but I like those documentary movies, like a band or a particular person or, those kind of things, where it's a movie, but it's based on reality and a lot. I saw the Hitchcock. Have you seen it? And Anthony Hopkins plays.
Oh, Hitchcock. Yeah, I did.
What a great dude. That is a fantastic movie. Yeah. If anybody out there, now I know the young folk have no idea who Hitchcock probably is. Not Twilight Zone. Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It was a weekly show on TV.
Yeah, Birds was really put him on the map.
Well, actually, the the Psycho is his biggest.
Oh, Psycho, yeah.
Well, the whole movie is about him trying to put this Psycho movie together, right? And his relationship with his wife and what ups and downs and all that. And I thought it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And it was it ended up very positive with him and his wife. I mean, he paid her a lot of respect, and I don't want to give away the movie, but if you're know anything about Alfred Hitchcock, you'll want to watch this movie. And it was about the building of this their movie Psycho. Well, as soon as the Hitchcock was over, I went and watched the original Psycho movie, and
yeah,
it's very cool.
Yeah.
Even in 1959 when the movie was made, it was
ahead of its time.
It was a real thriller, and it was a real good movie. So that's what I did before Graham got there.
You know what I watched? I watched the way that Joey Chestnut and his rival prep for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea. Joey Chestnut gets in this weird position, and he puts it on a sign, and he goes, and makes all these noises. And these doctors were on there showing him how to enlarge your stomach and how to stretch it out and how to do
to get the most hot dogs down.
It darnest thing ever.
But they have to eat the bread and the wiener, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that the stuff they just shove it down. So a lot of them don't even
so
chew it.
One guy beat him. The Asian guy beat him in 08, 09. And next thing you know, man, he's got his own commercials, and he's got his own comic strip. He's got his own cartoon. I mean, not Shakara, whatever his name.
Right.
And man, everybody wanted this. I mean, because nobody could beat Joey Chestnut.
Right.
Well, Joey's like, it won't happen again. And when they showed him doing these exercises, how he could torque his body and raise his hand, and how he made these noises.
Oh, wow.
I'm saying, you have got to be kidding me.
That can't be good for your body.
And then, he turned around and eats 72 hot dogs.
Yeah, that can't be healthy.
Now, when you look at the pile in front of him, you're going, I mean, it's a pile bigger than his whole torso, how he conditioned to stretches. I'm just sitting there watching this thing going, I thought you knew just a bunch of fat people got together.
Yeah, that's it. The only fat people could do it, right?
Buddy, and you look at the Shakiro, whatever his name. Yeah. He ain't that big a guy. And man, they're showing them going side by side and then dipping them in the water, and
keeping them from being too dry.
Most of it is going down whole.
Yeah, they're shoving it down their throat.
And
they're
so
not even chewing
72 whole Nathan hot dogs are going.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I wonder what the next couple of days for.
I knew you were going to go there.
Did they cover that?
No, it was just when I
would it be like when they're doing sausage and it comes out like on a string?
When I saw Joey's exercise, I was blown away that somebody knew a way to stretch your body
to try to win a contest,
to get 72 hot dogs in your body.
That's crazy, dude. How you doing with the Hell on Wheels?
Last one tonight.
Oh, baby. It's been great, hasn't it?
Oh.
That was a home run right there. If y'all have not watched the series Hell on Wheels and you like any kind of Western stuff back in the day, right after the Civil War.
Mr. Bohannon.
Bohannon, baby. That is the cat right there. And it's it's long. It's like, I don't know, a lot of series, a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
But
the only thing, when you're sitting there with your wife, the language on some of it is, a bit.
But it's not as bad like Landman or some of those. That's out way out of control.
There's a halo over that show compared to Landman.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But it's
Landman and was Tulsa King. There's a couple of them you're going, whoa, hang on here.
You gotta really like muffle.
But you know what? I started doing some research on that and realized that a lot of that was true.
Oh yeah.
The
about the trains and all
that.
Train,
how it was set up, and the governor actually put a stake down, said first one here.
The competition for all that. No, there's a lot of reality in that show.
Yeah, the nitroglycerin and all the different things that had transpired. I'm sitting there going, how much is this true? So when you just Google the race for the railroads, 1800, and everything starts coming up, and you see a lot of correlation.
And with the Mormons.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big deal with them being involved in all of that and controlling things, what they were trying to do. And
yeah, I couldn't find whether his son actually tried to kill him or not.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith.
Yeah. I don't
Remember
know.
when he
Yeah.
stabbed him a couple times,
Right.
and then his dad comes out on the porch, and he couldn't
Yeah.
kind of like Bohannon. He's
Right.
ain't gonna kill the
Yeah.
guy.
No, he's gone.
But we're on the one where he's on the ship looking back. We know who he's headed to find, and so I think there's one more after that.
What about the Swede? Is he finally gone?
Oh yeah.
He finally.
Oh yeah. He was.
That guy was like a roach you couldn't get rid of, man.
Oh well, like Bohannon, man. They've tried everything.
Oh, I
Can't kill
know.
him.
Same way. And we got a lot of people joining us here. In case you just tuned in we're on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR here with the Automotive Edge radio show. We do digress sometimes and talk other things besides the automobile side of life, whether you're buying, selling, trading, lease, parts, service, body work, and all those things that related to that. But we're on Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR out of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Then you can download the iHeart and app and get it. It's free, and then you can find the radio show there by searching Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. But then we're on Facebook on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We're on YouTube on the Automotive Edge radio show YouTube page and LinkedIn. And we got people popping in on it. Deg Greg, thank you. Heath McClendon, thank you. Good morning. He says, fellows. Wesley Stewart down there in Florida. Hope everything's going good. And y'all can tune in and join in with your comments as well. Or you can call the show at 214-787-1190.
All right. We've got to take a break. Enough. We've talked 4th of July, some good movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those days where,
it's going to be another good movie day with
a real good movie day.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. Give us a few minutes, and we'll be right back.
So you don't think that I have a hard time believing that you won't be in a truck in the next 3 months? You ignoring me?
I won't be.
All right. Okay, here we go. I know better. Man, I don't even know what to bet you to even get my winnings anymore. I need a 18-wheeler of Dr. Peppers and,
it's really
and about 5 407 barbecue.
I do have a surprise for you. And then I had to put all my equipment in the trunk, but I got a surprise. I'll make sure next Saturday you get it. But yeah, it's
I can't believe that you're not going to miss the truck. I've gotten used to you being in a truck now. I didn't care for you. I mean, and no,
you didn't care for me in a truck. What does that mean?
Now let me finish.
That's a little gay there, Bo.
I have no problem with the Toyota Camry. That's one of the finest vehicles I think you could own. And
are you fixing to try to take my man card?
Oh no, I am. That's why I'm presenting this.
Yeah, I had a feeling we're going down that road.
I don't want to say that Toyota Camry is a bad boy. Beautiful vehicle, very nice.
And when I said the word gay, I meant happy. So don't people take it the wrong way.
No, he didn't.
I did that. Be happy.
No, you're just trying to rescue yourself. But anyway, I've gotten used to you being in a truck. I mean, when I saw that, I go like, it's not right. Kurt's a truck guy now.
Was.
We'll see.
Yeah, my two of my buddies called and went, well, we're betting.
Wow.
I said, don't bet. Yeah, well, you ought to bet whatever you want. But I've got a nice car. We took the lovely Mrs. Chase out and bought her a beautiful vehicle, and which she deserves after 32 years with the big guy. She's her place in heaven is secure.
So you have no chill.
Well, it was before me. She just got extra.
Oh yeah,
she got extra rubies in her crown
and a little extra ruby yesterday.
Yeah.
So you bought her a 3-row vehicle, right? Oh, it's just 2-row. And I just wonder why she needs that when you have no family in the house anymore.
Grandbabies.
You sure she's not packing?
You never know.
Thanks, I gotta go.
Yeah, but the
I found somebody else. I know
I
they're.
know. I already asked her that.
Did you make her sign a new, like, what do you call one of those?
Well, the vehicle's in my name.
One of those
so.
agreements. You can't leave me because I got you this vehicle. You got to sign an agreement.
Yeah, well, you would.
I
think we got some breakfast coming.
Look at that. Well, that's probably enough for me. But thanks everybody for tuning in here on our show. Peggy Carver, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning in.
Me and Peggy go way back.
Mm-hmm.
We've been friends forever. And she sent me 4 flowers.
I see that.
What'd she send you?
Nothing.
That's right.
I don't deserve anything.
The song comes on. I just see.
Yeah, I know you not.
I see Maddie dancing around the studio.
Well,
with this.
I thought you were going to say me.
No,
you've done it before.
Bo can dance, Bo can fly. Yeah, I can see Maddie. Their hands over her head, just kind of dance around the studio, having a time of it.
Well, I heard she likes to. Doesn't she like to do the karaoke? Maddie, do you like karaoke?
It depends.
Depends on what's playing or what you're singing.
Well, no, it just depends if I'm in the mood.
Oh, so it's a mood thing.
Yeah, not really my go-to, but I don't mind it.
You sound that way about everything. When I ask you about the golf, well, when I'm in the mood.
I did not say that at all.
Well, you know how it goes.
What would you sing if you were asked to do a karaoke song?
Well, I would say I need a couple drinks first.
You ain't old enough to drink, so don't worry about all that.
Yeah, I think I'm just of age.
Yep.
Just of age.
She's 20. She got another year to go.
They cart you still?
Oh, you know they do.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
They still cart me. Except I don't drink.
Really?
Senior citizen home, they cart him.
Yeah. I don't drink, so they don't have to cart me.
That's right. Hey, phone lines are open 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Or you can join us on the Automotive Edge Facebook page. We're live. Why don't you just tell them how they can tune in, Boski?
Yes. We're here at Talk Radio 1190 every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. And that's a Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex station that goes out pretty far here locally. And it's an iHeartMedia network station. So you can also find the radio show by downloading the iHeartMedia app. And then you would want to search Talk Radio 1190 Dallas. Then the icon will pop up, and then you just click on the icon and then hit play. And you'll hear the radio show there. But then we're on social media sites on our Facebook page, the Automotive Edge Radio Show. That's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And we're live with the live streaming audio and video. Then we're on, the sister Facebook page, which is Shifting Gears, same feed. Then LinkedIn. Now, under LinkedIn, if you do LinkedIn, you got to search Kurt Chase, hit the personal page, KurtChase, and then YouTube. And it's youtube.com/@theautomotive-edge. That's youtube.com/@the automotive-edge. Or you can go to YouTube and then search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. So a couple ways to find us on YouTube and all the other ways that we have. We share the show on our personal pages. So if you're friends of ours, you'll get that on our personal pages too on Facebook. So there's a lot of ways. And we'd like to ask you to like and share because that really helps to get the word out. We're here to help folk, to help them with any of their automotive needs, whether they're buying, selling, leasing, parts, service, body work, tires, wheels, whatever. And Kurt's been in the business for 100 years, 38 years.
Yeah.
And on radio for going on 22. So there's a lot of experience here that we can really, really help you. So if they get a chance to hear what we're saying, it might help them out to be able to tune in and then get in touch with Kurt by going to theautomotiveedge.com, message Kurt, leave the phone number, and walk them through it at no cost. So that's the one thing I think people don't get is that's a free service. There's no charge. And a lot of times I know people say, you've helped them out and they go, okay, what's the cost, right?
Yeah.
You know, like a handshake, hug, or prayer. And that probably shocks them more than the fact that you helped them.
Yeah, there's never a fee involved. And, I experience, a lot of times people say, when you go out to buy a vehicle, how does that work? Well, I went out to buy and had a couple of places try to put me through the ringer.
Yes,
And
I know the story about that.
Even when I sat and told them what I did for a living, in fact, I did their job. In fact, I've done finance. In fact, I've managed a dealership, and they still went through all the rigmarole, and we got up and walked out. And a couple were calling me going, hey, we didn't know. I'm like, well, shame on you. Well, that you would have to know my credentials in order not to treat me in the manner in which you treated me.
And that's the whole point, is that we don't want you to be treated that way. And they're out there.
Yeah.
And you get involved, you get in there, you've been there maybe an hour or so, and then all of a sudden all this nonsense starts coming at you. There's a real anxiety that moves in because you've already spent that kind of time. You might really love the vehicle that you're wanting to purchase, and then all this unnecessary BS starts happening. Like the interest is through the roof that you go like, well, where did this come from, or this or that or whatever, and you feel locked in and you don't know what to do. And Kurt's had people call from the finance office going like, hey, this is what's happening to me. What can you do to help me? And he will. And, he's told plenty of people, get up and walk out. If that's what they're trying to do to you, then you need to leave because that's not where you need to be. And we want that for you because this is a big purchase in your life. And we don't want you, 3 days down the road going like, man, why did I just walk away? Because there's a lot of other dealers out there that'll help you properly. And we want to guide you to those places.
Yeah, you never have to throw your hands up and go, okay, I give.
Yeah, because
you're buying a car. It's
right.
not a say uncle.
You're not in prison. You don't have to adhere to the probational aspects or whatever. Just say, no, that's not working for me. And, if your credit is worth, 3 or 5% interest and they're trying to charge you 9 or 10, you need to find out.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar.
Yeah. That's kind of what you ran into, wasn't it? And you go like, whoa, what's this all about?
It was amazing when I was there to buy a car, everything was fine. I knew the salesperson really well. Then it went a little bit further and a little bit further. I'm going, my gosh, they're going down that road.
And the things you talk about every week.
And he goes, hey, we got a great rate, 9.75. And I went, for who?
Yeah. That ain't great for anybody.
Yeah. And then we started down this road of nonsense. I went, have a great day.
Yeah.
The next dealer I called, he goes, well, our rates are, and I'm going to have a great day. Mm-hmm. And so, you should never be forced or pushed or bullied or coerced or given false information. One of the gentlemen was talking to me about, well, when you buy this and this and this and this, here's what we can do. And I went, before you go any further, be careful what's coming out of your mouth next.
Because what's the reason for that?
Then he found out what I did for a living. He goes, hey, man, maybe you misunderstood me. So I didn't misunderstand a word.
Well, you need to tell them what you mean by that. The interest rates are not based on product.
Right.
Nothing. They can't tell you that, hey, I can get you this better interest if you get blah, 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 or, a warranty, extra warranty, or undercoating, or any kind of product at all. It's not based on the product, and it's against the law for them to do that. And boy, he almost did it, didn't he?
Yeah, your credit. But here's the thing: your credit score doesn't always just predicate rate.
Correct.
Because of the virus that hit, and everybody was bad things happened.
Oh, and almost everybody was affected by it.
What Fauci and all the a lot of the medical people were doing to people were so wrong. It was just a bad situation that they created. Bad. And with that being said, there was a lot of people that went down. They were quarantined. They didn't get out. Some lost their job. People were losing income. They were shutting places down that should have never been shut down.
And a lot of people left their jobs when they were forced to take the vac, and they didn't want to take it, so
Right.
they were put in a bad position there. So a lot of things happened during that time.
Yeah, so you take a look at someone's credit. Is someone's credit really the true story of what's going on with that person? And absolutely not. And what do you mean by that? Well, let me just tell you, bad things happen to good people. And the banks know that. When they look at it and they see that, you're on your job for 15, 20 years. You've been in your home 15, 20 years. You paid your bills like clockwork. You never had a hiccup. And all of a sudden, this virus was unleashed on purpose, I believe 100%.
No doubt.
And then everybody was put on a stencil in the hospital with the same bad drugs, the ventilators and everything else, which, I mean, I can go on and on. I'm not going to. It set a lot of people back. And so the banks are taking a look going, hang on a second. Bo's been doing this. He's been living there.
1 minute.
Previous to, he's been paying his bills. We're going to give him a fresh start with this rate. And I'm seeing it all the time for things that happen to people that they had no control over. And when the bank sees it and they have no control, there was a gentleman the other day, his high score was a 615 and he got 2.9%. And the bank saw the car deal. They said, wait a minute here, he's putting a little bit of cash down. He's had great job time. He lost it. He's still back in the same field.
30 seconds.
Hasn't left his residence. This is a good car deal. And that's the way they look at it. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Lynn Anderson says, good morning, Bo. Good to see you. Now, Lynn is a cruise. How would you say it? Cruise taking thing. They go on cruises all the time. In fact, he actually can help people get booked on cruises. He's done it so much, he ended up becoming an agent.
No way.
Yeah. So if anybody needs to take a cruise, he's on our social media site here, tuned in, saying good morning. Lynn Anderson, he can get you on a cruise, get you out there on the ocean, Gulf of America, and have a good time. So there you go. Would you go on another cruise?
Do you have one of these?
No, but I can see that one.
Okay.
I'll look over. I'll cheat.
Start top.
All right. Would you go on another cruise?
No.
You did it, right? That was like...
Well, the buffets were terrible. Terrible food. Guy Fieri,
especially I know how you feel about food. So, yeah.
Guy Fieri burgers were okay. The burrito place was really impressive. You know what I get a kick out of is listening to people complain about free.
What do you mean free? I mean, I don't think there's much on that cruise that's free.
Well, there's a lot of food on the cruises that are free.
Well, you paying for the cruise, so not.
I know, but still, you're standing there.
I see what you're saying.
And the one, and there was a couple. There's not enough cheese on there.
Oh, I got you.
There's not enough meat on there. How come you're not doing this? How fresh are those tortillas? I'm like, move out of the line.
Go.
What do they say? No soup for you. That's the way they ought to do it.
Did they have the guard there that when you went to the buffet that they made you make sure you washed your hands and all that? Oh, really? When we went, they had that.
Yeah.
They had like a guard there going, you have to wash your hands before you get back into the buffet area. Now, they watched you. They had big sinks there to wash on both sides as you walk in.
No.
Well, I was happy. I was kind of glad about that because I'm not a buffet guy.
No, there wasn't anything good on that buffet. Absolutely nothing. And so we went to the breakfast place where you sat down at a table, linen cloth, you know.
Well, you could do that for breakfast and dinner.
And
Did you go there for breakfast?
Yeah,
too?
we did.
Yeah.
And so we just started going there because I like lox and bagels and fresh fruit.
And also a place where you can sit.
Yeah.
They assign you a seating, so that's a good spot all the time instead of trying to
But
chase.
I got to tell you what, people need to think about how they dress. There were some outfits. I'm sitting there going, did you really look in the mirror before you put that on?
There's no mirrors in there. Oh, they're little ones.
Before you walked out of your cabin. I mean, there was a couple times I thought I was going to lose my breakfast. And I'm going, dress appropriately. Dress appropriately.
Well, they're on a cruise ship. They feel like they can dress however they want.
Yeah, I'm going, come on. That's a great way to diet. You watch some of that stuff there, you ain't going to feel like eating. And I'm going, come on now. Just be.
Well, they wanted to show their stuff out on that cruise.
They were showing everybody way too much stuff.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Well, I don't know, man.
It reminded me of that guy Farley where he does that dance with what's his name? He passed away.
Yeah,
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, exactly. God knows who you're talking about.
Chris Farley comes out and he does.
Funny.
They're both being like Chippendale dancers or something.
That was that's
there
awesome.
was a bunch of that.
Yeah, I know there is.
I didn't get it.
Male and female. Mostly female, probably.
Yikers. 214, because I don't have that. So I cover up.
Cover up.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show, I'm telling you, hold on to your hats, is brought to you by Eldorado Chevrolet in McKinney. And I got to tell you, when I got sent over their commercial to cut and put on air, Jason Long had me in. I didn't even get it. Get this, drive a new 2025 crew cab Silverado. Now get this, we were at 42. Then we went to 37,988. 30,988.
Ooh.
For a brand new 2025 Chevy Silverado.
30,000, little over 30,000.
$31,000.
Yeah.
Wow. $6,000 off. Excuse me, $6,500 off all heavy duty pickup trucks.
Wow.
$5,000 off all Colorados. They don't even have $5,000 markup in them. The place, Eldorado Chevrolet, 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, Jason Long, Rusty McDonald, Justin Griffin, the whole gang, Jazz Gill, Mark Welch. And while you're there, you can get your hair cut. They got a barbershop.
And probably could get some leather goods made by Jason or just put an order in for something, anything, tattoo.
They have a barber pole, and he told me, I found out the story about the barber pole and being a barber. And
you have to be a certain qualified.
Yeah, you just
barber.
can't put a barber pole over because you cut hair.
You got to be a special, whatever that means. I don't know.
Yeah. And so anyway, they've got the inventory is fantastic. And like Bo was just saying, if they don't have it, they'll get it.
Yes.
If there's a specialty vehicle, they'll order it for you.
Especially in the commercial line, too.
Yeah. Sometimes a lot of that stuff is on the way. Sometimes it may be going to another dealer and they can do an inventory swap to make sure you're driving exactly what you want.
And he even says we're still good ordering.
That's right.
No big deal. It's come down and sit down and get what you want. If you don't want to chance it, they have no problem doing that.
That's right. 380 and 75 in McKinney. Stop in and see while they're 9-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Even if you just want to go kick tires and you want to go, I got to go see this $31,000 brand new 2025 Silverado. I don't get it. I don't believe it. It's hard to understand. Go out and meet the folks. Meet Jason. Let him put you one of his top, well-rehearsed, well-defined product knowledge specialist and enjoy the experience. And even if it's not today, you say, okay, well, I'm going to do some shopping, like do a little tire kicking. They love that too, because his mantra is what, Bo?
Pressure makes diamonds, but not happy customers.
That's right.
And we know that too.
We know that's a fact. Everybody that I've sent up there, 90% have bought.
And that's why they're 9-time Dealer of the Year.
Yeah. You have no problems, no issues.
That's not about how much they sell. It's not about a quantity. It's the whole big picture.
The quality.
quality. So what they get that for?
And you get the best of both worlds. 380 and 75 in McKinney, El Dorado Chevrolet. Find them online, and let's drive together in a new Chevrolet from El Dorado Chevrolet in McKinney. That's ElDoradoChevy.com. All right. So I was really impressed. It was pretty cool. Yesterday when we bought my wife her new vehicle, they took the tags from my vehicle and put them right on the new one.
So that worked out. In other words, it kind of, because what is interesting is that was a pickup to a SUV.
But as long as it is in your name and you're not adding anybody to it, they can transfer it. Now, if the vehicle would have been in mine and Melinda's name,
or whatever,
they would have signed it new tags.
Okay.
And then the registration.
But I thought it had to be. Last week we talked about it had to line up with a similar type of.
Well,
vehicle,
it was, but the site crashed, and there's backup and havoc, the DMV.
Oh, okay.
And so they're going, hey.
Just give them the dad.
Here's the deal.
We'll sign it to them.
If it's the same owner, unless he's going, my understanding is 3/4 ton or bigger. But if you go pickup truck to car, SUV, whatever, no problem. If you're going from truck to truck, no problem.
But if you're going to car to truck, that might be an issue.
Not a problem if it's that same person.
Oh, okay. So we were wrong last week.
Well, no, once the site crashed, that everybody got a memo going, hey,
we're just changing it.
Change out the tags.
Well, that makes sense.
It does.
They should have just left it that. They should have set it up that way in the whole beginning, because you have that name tag to that tag.
Yep.
And you also have your toll tag tagged to that license plate. If you have a toll tag, which most people do in this area, you have that all, joined into one tag.
Yep.
So why not, if you're not changing anything, adding somebody or whatever, just move it over. And now it's just this tag is related to this vehicle, period.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. That's really better.
Yeah, it's working out, and there's always going to be some glitches when you change.
Systems.
The truck capital of the world, one of the top selling states in the United States that sells cars, you're going to have glitches. And so there's going to be some. There'll be a few hiccups here and there. And then hopefully the crazies that could probably, fix half the world problems won't start opening up, sweatshops that make license plates and start selling them. And
well, just give them that idea here on the Automotive Edge Radio.
Yeah.
If you're tuned in, they're probably, hey, man, that was a great idea. I want to go to the computer right now, and I'm going to get a 3D computer and start printing them out today.
Yeah. Amazing. It's so hard to be bad and so easy to be good.
Well, I think nowadays it's getting easier to be bad, harder to be good.
Yeah, you would think.
The way they are dialing into things and ripping people off with so much technology. I'm going like, okay, if you're that bright to do some of the things they're doing, how in the Sam Hill you're not trying to do that for good?
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of times the good could pay off bigger than the bad.
Yep.
You know what I'm trying to say? I mean,
sure.
Let's assume they found a cure for cancer, which I think they already have, a sidebar. Something to that magnitude, they would reap bigger benefits than, ripping somebody out, a little company off or an individual.
Yep, no doubt.
But they don't see it that way.
They'd rather put all their time and effort
into hurting
the
people.
Stress and the concern of not getting caught, where they could just be helping a lot of people.
Yeah.
One of them crazy things. But it'll all get ironed out. There may be a change come down the road. We don't know yet. Once this thing gets in a full cycle, that you have to go truck to truck, car to car, SUV to SUV. Right now, it's
person.
We went truck to SUV, and everything was changed over. I got 5 notifications yesterday after we left by 5 o'clock that my car, that the tags have been moved and registered with DMV. It was darn impressive.
Well, there you go.
I mean, it was ding. I looked down. Congratulations.
And this happened.
This license plate has been changed by this. This is incorrect. Please let us know. And
this happened on July 4th?
Yeah.
Well, there's nobody working down there, so it's all computer related.
That's right. AI, baby.
Yeah, there was nobody there at the DMV. I guarantee you on July 4th.
Yeah.
No, so that's good that it works that way.
Yeah. So we'll see. There's always going to be, but it's amazing that you have to write laws and policies and do so much dramatic change
because of
the bad people.
Yeah,
and they said they made millions off those paper tags. Millions.
Well, you can see how.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that big a deal, and
I don't think he's doing well.
Oh no, he's not. You got boy, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's what I'd want to do.
We should put the camera on that. Let him check that out.
Yeah, train a lion.
I don't think he's really. He acts like he's playing, but it don't look like play to me, does it to you?
That didn't look like a whole lot of fun.
No, I wouldn't want to be under that line in that condition.
Uh-uh.
We're watching a little sidebar here on the screen.
Yeah, 214-787-1190. So when you go to buy a new car, they've really simplified it. You don't have to worry about the tags. My buddy goes, hey, I'm going to buy a Corvette. They're not going to screw that tag into the front bumper, are they? I went, buddy, I'd stop that quick.
Yeah.
On my cars, I never let them put a front plate on. And, very seldom they said anyone's even pulling anybody over. He said, you know where you're going to find your biggest problem? I said, what's it? And he goes, when you're out of state and you only have a rear tag.
Well, I told Purple Haze, I said, because she was going to Louisiana. And I said, you need to take and put that license, that tag in the window and what do you call it? The dash.
That's against the law.
No, it didn't.
You cannot put a metal plate in your windshield.
Incorrect.
No, it's not.
It is incorrect because Graham got pulled over for that. And the guy said, as long as you have it where I can see it, it's not a problem.
Yeah, the only way, I'm telling you, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to show you the only way that thing should not be displayed if there has been damaged on the front and it doesn't allow you to put the plate on, period.
Well, that's not what we were told.
In the state of Texas, you have to have a plate on the front. If they want to be picky, I mean, they
also have the tent rule too, and everybody has got.
But the state of Texas is front and rear plate, and the only time is if the officer comes up and he sees that you've been in a wreck, your front end's been damaged, then you can put the plate in the dash. Other than that, it has to be on the car.
We need to call Judge Gregory or Judge Charbonnet and ask them what the law is on that.
Well, I called a buddy of mine. He's a captain of the police department.
Oh, he don't know what he's talking about.
He's
a desk guy.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes, and then he actually walked up to my car. He goes, if I owned a car like this, I wouldn't put the tag on the front end either.
Exactly. Well,
but I did get pulled over, and the cop goes, how come you don't have a front license plate bracket? And I said, is that why you pulled me over? He said, yeah.
This car? You think I'm going to do
it? Was
that?
On my sports car.
Right.
And I said, well, actually, here's a memo. They don't even have the brackets for the front end of the car. He looked, he goes, have a good day.
Can you print me up one of those so I can get to Purple Haze with that?
No.
I'm going to print one up myself. They're going to change the law on that here pretty soon.
Yeah, you be sure to do that.
Somebody's going to start doing that. Hey, I got this memo here. They don't put it on this particular video.
Yeah, I got it from Kurt Chase. You throw me right under the bus.
Purple Haze has got a semi-sports car, so you can get away with it.
Yeah. Herman's watching the show. Remember Herman? Herman Nab?
No.
Herman Nab Jr.
Well, hello, Herman. We got Charles Davis tuned in too.
Charlie.
From West Texas.
We gotta go to break.
All right, let's go to break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, Charlie, I don't know if you heard, but our good buddy Raymond Ruiz passed away last month. RD sent me a message and let me know. I didn't even know about it, and it wasn't on the Nimitz publication, but what a gentle giant he was. I remember his sister, Roseanne, was a cheerleader at high school, and God bless him and his family, and pretty surprising because we saw him at the 40th reunion. So time's flying.
There's been a lot of good R&B artists passed too over the last month or two, and it's sad to see that kind of music go.
Yep.
Thanks for the big plug. Just got back from Brazil, Herman said. Wow. Boy, you know some highfalutin people, brother.
No, I don't.
What do you mean you don't? He just got back from Brazil.
So why would that be a highfalutin? You're titling someone. You're critiquing.
When's
you're assuming.
When's the last time you've been to Brazil?
Never.
Well, you're not.
Well, ask me how many times I'll be going to Brazil.
Probably never.
Never. I don't like to fly.
I don't either.
I just don't like that airplane.
But are we going to Vegas? What's the story on that?
I am.
I thought we were going.
Oh,
You said you and Melinda and me and Purple Haze were going.
We're taking Purple Haze and her.
So I'm out.
Her sidekick.
Graham. Yeah, she's probably got plenty of sidekicks.
No, you're a 2 handfuls and a bucket of sauce.
Yeah, well, but we'd have to fly if we went.
Oh yeah.
But she's got good medication for me. She'll probably share with you a little bit if you want.
You medicate to get on a plane?
You better believe I'm going to. Kidding me?
Well, I did go to.
I'm gonna be drooling by the time we get to Vegas.
Bo, you're going to per Melinda.
Let's see.
Go figure.
I love you, Melinda. You know, I hate to break the news to Kurt, but I know you love me and I love you too. Right here live.
Oh, I've been listening to this forever. It ain't no new news.
And you deserve that wonderful, beautiful vehicle he got you. So
I sent to my buddies and they went, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, nice ride.
yeah, exactly. I said the same thing.
That's right. And then Bo said it again this morning.
I said, boy, that's a gorgeous picture. Hey, and the car looks pretty good too. Yeah.
She's worth that and 2 buckets of
40
sauce.
seconds.
So let's go, Melinda. Are we going?
Being married to me,
She says, thank
if I
you.
could afford a Bentley, I'd put her in it.
You are so welcome. And you deserve it. And let's go. I won't remember the flight, but I'll remember everything else once I get there. Or,
It's an hour.
it doesn't matter. You're still going 30,000 feet in the air.
You know, not to Vegas.
What are you going, 20?
About 5.
5,000? Oh, that fall is not quite. So that fall's not quite as bad as 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. We're all good.
Yeah, you die slower.
Quicker because you're only 5,000.
You don't really have to brace for it. It just happens.
Yeah. Well, at least you know that you can get that last prayer in.
That's right.
You know, if you're going down.
Versus, see you in a minute, God.
Yeah. We got about 30
Versus,
seconds.
God, pull up, God.
I hope I can get all my sins taken care of in 30 seconds.
That's right. Thanks so much for joining us. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Big shout out to a 21-year sponsor, Driver's Edge Auto Repair. 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. And here's the thing. I can't stress this enough. Go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com and download the coupons. I had a buddy just went there. He goes, hey, man, I did this brake job and I did this and I did this, about $1,800 worth of work. And I said, did you download the coupon? He goes, what coupon? And then he went online. He saw it. But the great folks over at Driver's Edge, I called them and he goes, I had this. I didn't use it. So he has a credit coming. That's how classy this company has been a sponsor of the radio show now 21 years. And now they're let me tell you, you ain't got to run over to the big box place for tires. What they're doing on tires right now,
I saw the other day.
Absolutely fantastic.
I don't know if they still got it, so I hope I'm not out of line here. But I saw the one in Keller said buy 2 get 2 free.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm going. If you go anywhere to buy tires and you don't go there, you're wasting money. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Buy 2 tires, get 2 free.
Yep.
Where have you seen that before?
Yeah, and they have a lot of buy 3 get 1 free, but
Right.
on certain brands, you know, the manufacturer will say, "Hey, we got a bunch of these tires, so we're doing 2 for 1."
Well, they were doing buy 2 get 2 free, 1 for 1. Buy 1 get 1 free, but 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Kind of like a good hitting percentage.
Yeah, and they don't winterize, they don't summarize, they only do the work needed at the time. So whatever work's needed at the time, that's what they're going to do. And then they'll give you a report going, you need this in 30 days, 60 days, next month, next year, or everything's rock and rolling and doing well. That's the way they do business. That's the way they roll at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. Go to myDriver'sEdge.com. That's myDriver'sEdge.com for a location nearest you.
Make sure they understand that that's where
the great Jimmy, he has arrived.
That's where you can take it for that $35 check it before you buy it.
That's right.
That's the one thing. If you're looking at a used vehicle, you just need to call and make an appointment at one of the locations near you. Say, hey, I heard this about that on the Automotive Edge radio show, and I'd like for you to check this vehicle out before I buy it. Bing, bada bing, bring it over, and they'll tell you everything is right or wrong with it.
That's right.
And for $35 could save you a lifetime of misery.
Yep. Go to My Driver's Edge, over 23 locations here in the DFW area, and find the location nearest you at myDriver'sEdge.com.
And the great Ty Gentman just says, good morning, my friends. Let's make this a great day.
Yep.
Well, Ty, you do make it a great day each time you tune in. And, we know the good things are happening for you. So, stay positive, and our prayers are with you. So thank you for tuning in, Ty. Appreciate it.
So here's one thing. I upset a lot of people last Saturday.
You do that every Saturday.
I upset a bunch.
Last Saturday.
It was not intentional. I didn't mean to.
In particular, last Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
All right. Let's hear it.
What do you think I talked about that upset people?
Probably EV vehicles.
There you go. Bingo. We have a winner.
That seems to be the par for when the people get upset.
Oh, it was.
That's a nerve-touching issue.
It's ugly. I got some emails that I had to delete so my wife wouldn't see them.
Oh.
There's a little bit of language on a couple
them?
of them.
Will you send them to me?
We can't do that. No, because you'll talk about it.
I know I will. I want to see it.
And so here's the thing. When we do the Automotive Ed radio show, we don't give you false information. We don't give you false hope. We don't give you reasons not to. We just give you information to make a really good, solid decision. That's it.
Wouldn't that what people should want? I mean, that's what I would want.
Yeah.
And if you're glazing over that, then you're in trouble. So this is where you want.
Well, here's the thing that I want to let everybody know, that even though the $7,500 should have never, ever, ever come into play.
Was that what they were irritated about, that part?
Well, they were upset about when I was talking about depreciation.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And he goes, it's amazing that you're the only one that's talking about this. I said, well, then, kudos to me that I am talking about it and letting you understand how we appraise cars. Because if you have vehicles that have $10,000, $15,000 in discounts or rebates or incentive, distressed merchandise, when you go to trade it,
1 minute,
there's the value. And when you have an EV that you're getting $7,500 for, if you qualify for all of it, plus the discounts, wow, look what just rolled in. That's got to be a depreciated asset, more so than you can imagine.
We'll have to get back to this.
We got to take a quick break. 214. I love all you haters. I do. I still love you.
We'll come back and make
214.
Make up. We'll apologize.
787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And he wore that to work.
I am not sure, but isn't that a Christmas shirt?
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe it's Christmas in July. They do have those kind of things going on nowadays.
I was shocked. I would be, go home.
I'm shocked too.
Go home.
Maybe we should.
I got to tell you, there's some people out there when they send those emails,
they don't hold back, do they?
They are brutal.
That's because they're hiding behind.
So I called the one guy. He goes, if you'd like to discuss, please call. I called him. I said, before we get going, do me a favor, go into your kitchen. He goes, for what? And I said, take that haterade and pour it down the sink. And quit putting it in your coffee and having it on a regular basis to say the things that you say. I said,
Do you ever ask them why they
I said, in my younger days, I'd have taken a bar of soap and shoved it in your mouth.
Do you ever ask them what was their need for using that kind of language? Or
Yeah, they said that
is that they
it was
feel,
because of what I said. I got their blood pressure up,
oh, okay.
and they decided to say, just put it out there. I went, wow,
Mm.
that's the best way you could put it out there.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, there's some 4-letter words. I'm going, you've got to be kidding me, because of the honesty and the reality and the truth that I gave you. That's the response you're going to give me.
Well, are they thinking that you're not being truthful? Is that it, or they just don't like the news? They don't like the information. I mean,
well, and
you know what
one
I'm
guy
saying?
says, you know what? There's a reason I don't listen to shows like this, because it's all BS or whatever. I'm like, well, buddy, let me just tell you, I appraise. I couldn't tell you how many electric vehicles a month, and unless they paid cash, it ain't a pretty good conversation.
Well,
it's not, and they don't like it, and so I'm the.
Well, why don't they do their own inspection before they start slamming, a bunch of horrible words out there? I mean, go check it out.
Well, you know what?
The whole thing is check it out. Go see for yourself.
Well, I don't want to repeat what I'm going to say on the show, but the conversations that you have, it's amazing when you have a one-on-one. As the conversation goes on, how everything seems to change.
When you start,
the longer it goes.
When you're asking them questions they can't answer, or you're giving them information that they can't repute or rebut, or whatever the word is that I'm looking for, that they can't dispute, that they kind of, and then they start running from it or changing the direction, or let's talk about the weather. I mean, if you're hitting me with something that I know you have got me with truth, then I'm going to go off somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about, you guys are all alike. You car guys are all alike. It's an attack personally that seems to happen when people get, kind of caught in that circumstance. You car guys are alike, or, I don't know. That's where it happens, is more of a personal attack when they can't defend what they think they're trying to defend on a particular issue.
Yeah.
You've seen that a lot of times. Even the politicians do that when they're in front of these, what do you call them, hearings, and they ask the guy, well, did you do this, or did this happen? And everybody in the room knows it happened. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't think I heard anything like that. I mean, they just don't want to answer questions, or they don't want to really get their soul out there to accept that something is being said that everybody knows true. They still want to try to hide from it. And that's what happens. And I hate that, because they're only hurting people out there when they, like you say, when they get on those social media sites and go, when a person asks a question and then they jump on and give those crazy answers.
Yep.
And you go like, you're just hurting the people. You're not helping them.
Yeah. Well, good morning to Alfred Montalano. What a cool name. Alfred Montalano. Kind of like Carlos Montalban.
The plane.
Buddy, we need to golf. It's been years.
The plane.
Me and Alfred used to golf all the time together.
And Billy Taylor. Good morning, guys.
Hello, Billy Taylor.
It's been a while. Where you been, brother? Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, Alfred's like me. He married way over his head. He married Kathy, one of the beauties from the great city of Irving, and Alfred.
Seems like all you Irving guys married above your head.
Oh, yep. Yeah, there was Kathy, and I'm trying to think. Andine. There was a bunch of them in that class, just real pretty girls, and Alfred
snagged one of them.
He got one.
Good for him.
Yep. Yeah.
It's always nice to win.
Yeah, that's I'm lucky. I get to show up with a beautiful lady under my arm, just like Alfred does.
Yeah, it cost you a brand new vehicle yesterday to keep that too, didn't it?
It didn't cost me nothing. I'm way behind the 8 ball. I can't do enough for my wife. I'm telling you,
That's true. I agree.
I got an angel.
Yeah, I agree with that.
She got me. So Alfred, whenever you want to play golf, I'm buying. Let's get together and hit some balls.
Hey, take me out and furnish the balls. Then you'll be broke for the rest of your life.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show goes to the great folks over at Freeman Toyota, where you pay nothing and get more on the affordable side of the Metroplex, right there at 183 and 820, about a mile south of 183. You take the Highway 10 exit, loop back around. Get this. Payments as low as $229 a month for a brand new car. $229 a month. You know, one thing that's really cool is how many people have called me and brought their car onto the service drive at Freeman Toyota. And the service advisor goes, you know, you're getting 150, 160, 180,000 miles on it. You know, they got some unbelievable deals. And then they have the low mileage cars going, you realize how much demand there is for a pre-owned Toyota that you could step out of this into a brand new one and get the same payment. And 3 people did it. In fact, yesterday I'm at a 4th of July event, and Lynn says, you're not going to believe this. I was over at Freeman, and they told me they give me the same payment that I have trading my car. And I got to tell you, Toyotas are on fire. The resale value is incredible. The lease program's second to none. And then you get more and pay nothing each time that you go to Freeman Toyota. Dane Miner, general manager, had been a buddy of mine for many, many, many years. My brother just retired from that company after 42 years, and they take care of business. There is no gray area with how Dane runs the store. BJ Stankovic, Jerry Patterson, and you take a look at their products here. RAV4, $289 a month, $229 a month on a Corolla. You get 7-year, 100,000 mile service contract and another year oil changes, no charge when you're buying a new vehicle from Freeman Toyota. Get this, $279 a month for a Tundra, $229 a month, and $248 a month on a Camry, and it goes on and on and on. The place, Freeman Toyota, on the affordable side of the Metroplex. Go online right now and take a look. Go to freemantoyota.com. That's freemantoyota.com. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. Ask for Jerry or BJ. They're there all the time, and let them know you're listening to the show and enjoy buying, selling, or trading. Get this, $297 a month, no money down, no trade-in, no nothing on a Tundra.
Repeat that one more time.
$297 a month. Let me go back to this one here.
That's I didn't quite think I heard that quite right.
So let me click on this one here.
This is a Tundra we're talking about.
Yeah, right? This is a brand new Tundra.
2025, correct?
2025 Tundra. Let me jump on it here. Zero cash or trade-in, no security deposit, $297 a month.
Is that
get this, a Tundra Crew Max 4x4.
Holy smokes.
$297, not a dime out of pocket.
Yeah, those tariffs are really hurting Tundras, aren't they?
Whoa. Get you some of that. So less than $300 a month, not a penny out of pocket for a brand new Tundra 4x4.
That's
Crew Max.
Wow.
Yep. How do you like me now? The place, freemantoyota.com. Okay. I just want to hit this one more time, and then we're going to move on. We're going to get away from it. You know, the emails I got last week are really, really nasty about me talking about electrification. And I said, here's the deal. I just want people to understand that when you go to trade in your electric vehicle, you know, and here's the thing, what is it? 70% of the people lease them anyway. They don't want to have to worry about it. But when you take and you have $7,500 in discounts that the government is giving you, that the American people are paying you to drive an electric car, go figure that one out, plus whatever discounts, that immediately comes off the vehicle. So let's say the vehicle is 70 grand, you're down to $60,250. Okay. with all the and then you take all the discounts and everything. Let's say you're at $59,000 when you're buying it. Okay. Then you drive it for 3 years. Average miles 12,000 a year. So you got a vehicle that's 3 years old with 36,000 miles on it. What do you think the resale value is going to be? And I tell people that, and he goes, well, you always talk about condition and miles. I said, with good miles and good condition, you have to give up all that money on the back end when you go to trade in, because it's money that, and he goes, well, it didn't come from the dealer, so what should it matter? Well, if you can buy a vehicle, 10 grand off, why are you going to put more in it than what it's actually worth and just totally disregard the $7,500? Well, that's your math. Okay, what is your math? Okay, let's say MMR on the car is $30,000. Should it be $37,500 because you got free $7,500? He goes, I didn't get a free $7,500. Where'd it come from? Didn't come from the manufacturer. It came from the American people. That's the part I have the problem with. And so you're going to have to give all that up. That all goes away when you're trading in that vehicle, period. So I'm not the bearer of bad news.
It's just facts. That's the way things are rolling out. And if he doesn't realize that, or they don't realize that, then go find out for yourself.
That's right. People should know that when they're getting into a electric vehicle, that thing is going to have a huge hit right on the front end. It's not the back end. It's on the front end.
Correct.
That vehicle is going to dump, and then it comes down to condition and miles, just like anything else. But here's the big difference. The rebates that you see come from the manufacturer. It's not coming from the American taxpayer. That whoever wrote that in should never, ever, ever have a pen or a pencil or computer in front of them again, and then convinced the government to give up hundreds of millions and millions of dollars in incentives so you can drive a car. How dumb is that?
I'm waiting for him to do that for me on my house. At what point would a person like that get upset over the government funding something that they may not want?
Yeah.
In other words, like, why, that they shouldn't be doing it because of that, blah, blah, blah. But when it's coming down to maybe you're wanting an AV vehicle, hey man, I'm all in.
And like I say, you think I should be able to drive your car for a day since I'm paying for it?
Yeah. How about that?
He goes, no, it came from the government. Okie dokie, smoker.
Yeah, the government doesn't. They might be involved in printing money, but they don't make money. They don't make money. We pay for that out of our taxes.
We the people. 214-787-1190. Your thoughts, or if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Or you're running down the middle of the road. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, if you got a question about it, don't understand it.
787-1190. We haven't heard from Cliff and Keller in a long time. I know he's got an opinion on it.
Yeah,
I don't know where Cliff's been. We haven't heard from Cliff in a while.
Oh, hope he's okay.
214-787-1190 is the number. You know what? Opinions matter and facts count. And I don't mind people's opinions, because that's why there's so many different flavors, makes, models, vehicles that people can acquire. That's what's great about all this. It's a good thing, and it's always good to openly debate. But I'll just tell you that the language that you use, and I tell every one of them, is just so inappropriate. You don't have to send me those messages to try to get your point across. Just say, hey, give me a call, and let's have a verbal debate. And when we got done, it was really cool, because he said, I apologize.
I hate your guts. I'll never call me.
I've had a few of those. That no matter what I said, I was a real POS. But
you did end up in a positive.
He goes, man, I'm sorry. He goes, you know what? I guess you believe. We're on the phone for almost an hour and a half.
Wow.
And he goes, I guess you believe that you don't believe in the new Green Deal. I said, 100% zero. And I said, I tell you what, if you can tell me what car pollutes less to build, gas or electric, and why, I'll make your next car payment.
Wow.
He goes, easy. And he was 100% incorrect. So we had a discussion. He goes, well, I feel like an idiot. No. That's what's great about discussion and debate is sometimes we learn. I discuss and debate things all the time with dealers, manufacturers, and people about their cars and whatever the case may be about why I feel about it, what I like and don't like. I'm a visual guy. I look at something, I can tell you real quick whether I'm going to buy it or not.
Well, you always say that, everybody has a different opinion about their vehicle and what they like, dislike, and you understand that. But there's certain things that are just factual. And there's not a lot of room to really kind of vary from that with what you're talking about on the $7,500 rebates and how that affects their return. That's just fact. I mean, it's reality. It's what's happening out here. And if till you experience it, you won't know. And we're trying to help people to know that before they dive into those decisions.
Wouldn't it be cool to be able to go out and test drive with no problems, buy with no problems, go to finance with no problems, leave with no problems in a fashionable amount of time, depending on how long you want to carry it out? I had a buddy, we were at the dealership, and he drove 5 different vehicles. He said, we've been here 2 hours. I said, you drove 5 cars. You had your mind set on one.
Right.
You knew exactly what you wanted, and you're driving all these other cars. He goes, oh, yeah.
Wow. You have no problem with that, do you?
And so once he selected the one he wanted, he was gone in 45 minutes.
But you have no problem with that, do you?
Not at all.
Or in fact, you encourage that.
And he's like, I had no idea. I can't believe this is a wow. I like this. I mean, it was really, really cool listening to him. And he goes, I get it.
Well, a lot of people think when we talk negative about EV, we're not doing that, because the EV that I drove and spent time in, that thing is the cat's meow. That thing is dynamite. It doesn't work for my lifestyle.
That sounds pretty good, JJ. Quick break, 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Live today, the all-new, totally redesigned Grapevine Dodge, and the deals don't get any better when it comes to your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. Grapevine Dodge will be here to the noon hour. Come on out and see us. We'll be right back.
Jim Wagner. Good morning, friends. Cheers
Hello,
to
Jim
a
Wagner.
great day. Love the input. Well, thank you so much. Sometimes we can come up with something that might be interesting. Appreciate you, Jim. Hope you had a nice 4th yesterday. Thanks for the comment.
Good morning, Cindy Green. Cindy Bosclair.
Yeah, Bosclair.
That's what it says. Yes.
We have a caller on hold.
Okay.
Yeah. Go say that in Louisiana, Bosclair, and see how quick they drive you back.
They'll all raise their hand.
They all come and bring you back over to They won't even know what you're talking about.
What are you talking
Who's
about?
boss? What's a Bosclair? Is that like a
Chocolate eclair?
Is that a piece of equipment, Bosclair, to go in your car? I got a Boxclair in my vehicle.
No. I tried over there by the
and Cindy Green Beauclair
right next to the Funyuns.
has straightened you out so many times, and yet you still roll with it, don't you?
Cindy, my Bica banquet date.
There you go.
I can still remember the show that we went and saw together, and the star that came out and said hello to me.
That's all right.
It was the show was Last of the Red Hot Lovers.
Ooh.
With Grandpa from the Munsters. And do you remember who played on Gilligan's Island?
Skipper?
Played Marianne.
Can't call her name, but
Dawn Wells.
Dawn Wells. Yeah.
And so I wrote on a napkin, I'd like to say hi, and she come out and say hello to me.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, you sometimes it's better to be lucky than good sometimes.
Yep. And so me and Randy Kemp and Kathy Veach and Cindy and Harless Freeman, and I can't remember who he took, all went together and went over to Granny Dinner Playhouse. And Cindy and I have been best friends ever since. Good morning, guys. Been watching Le Tour de France start. I'm glad you to the TV for the next 21 days. Ronnie Swain's a Tour de France guy.
Is that how long it goes? 21 days?
Now, they ride all the way across France.
It's France. Ronnie, man, that's you really dialed into that, right? Okay.
Well, Ronnie, there's therapy for that.
I can't watch. I can barely watch a game for 2 hours, let alone 21 days.
A bike ride for 21 days.
That's insane, isn't it?
Ronnie.
Wow.
Which horse did you put the money on?
Yeah. Is what's his name still riding that got busted?
Oh no, he done. Returned all of his medals and trophies.
Did he have to do that, or he just did it on his own?
30 seconds.
No, he didn't have a choice.
Lance,
They said he was in hotels doing blood transfusions, so they couldn't find nothing.
Lance Armstrong.
I mean, the stories they wrote about the guy, I'm like, golly, if half of it's true, that's got to be a tough way to.
Problem was he was just such a. People loved the guy.
Well, he beat prostate cancer.
Yeah, I mean that's always great.
And there he is winning the Tour de France after fighting prostate cancer. But
3.5 hours every day for 21 days, boy. Ronnie. Good luck.
God bless you, Ronnie.
Yes, sir.
Boy, you got pizza delivery and
you better stay glued, brother. I can't cool down.
Where it stops, nobody knows.
You call my name. I heat up like a burning flame, full of desire. Kiss me, baby.
Yes, call in with your request here on Talk Radio 11.
Abracadabra. Poof, here's Bo Carver.
There we are.
214-787-1190. A great song from the past. Oh, Steve Miller Band. 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by the great folks over at Grapevine Ford, the home of the true love it or leave it promise. I was over there yesterday, and I got to tell you what, they got some Mustang dark horses in.
Ooh.
And
what does the dark horse have that sets it apart?
A dark horse.
Like there's a horse in the seat?
Yeah, there is. Fury. Mr. Ed's in the back. Yeah, it's
Mr. Ed's driving.
That's right. It's all the trim.
Oh, okay.
All the dark coloring and everything that they have on it, and the packaging, the fairings, the color, the badging. But you know what? The F-150, top selling vehicle in the world, 48 years running now. They have an Expedition King Ranch on that showroom floor that needs a home, and I tell you what, I'd love to have it in my driveway. From sales to service and everything in between, Cameron, both the guys on the desk. I was up there yesterday. The place was packed and people were taking full advantage. You got employee pricing through Monday. Monday is the last day to get employee pricing where you don't have to negotiate, no back and forth. The price is carved in stone and you're off and running. Make the drive right between Texan Trail and Main Street on Highway 114, the true home of the love it or leave it promise. Grapevine Ford. Log on now to grapevine.ford.com. Let's go to the phone lines. Who do we have joining us on the Automotive Edge hotline?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, is this Mr. Kurt?
This him.
Well, okay. Are we on the air?
Yes, we are.
You're live with us.
Oh, that sounds like a Bo Carver there.
That is the Bo Carver.
That's what they keep telling me. They have to refresh my name every week so I can remember.
That's right.
Let's go.
You know, I just wanted to say, I was listening to your discussion of last half hour or so, and it made me realize none of us, when we go to buy a car, should accept a rebate. Because if we accept that, we're saying it's okay from the government to steal from my neighbor to help pay for my car. Mm-hmm. And that's all it is, gentlemen.
Yep.
100%. And we have no say so. That's the thing, is we the people. You got the 535 men and women in Congress. You know, once they get elected, they become part of the Boys and Girls Club of D.C. And you hear them talk about, you know, they're begging for our votes and all they're going to do for us, and then they get up there and join that country club. They don't even care about us because they're out there self-serving, working with the lobbyists, loving the lobbyists, enjoying all the perks, and then they go in there making this much money and come out bazillionaires, and we the people are paying for it. And the deal, because I've been in the auto industry for 38 years now, this electrification and the incentives, shame on every one of them that's allowed it to happen. Luckily, we got a president that went, enough's enough, no more.
I got a question for you. What makes people think that there's a separation between the government's paying for it than we the people are? Where's that mindset come from? Are you there with us?
Yeah, I thought you was asking.
No, I'm asking you that question. I already know what Kurt thinks, but I'm asking you what makes people think that, okay, it's because they always say, oh, it's coming from the government, but yet they don't associate it that it's the people.
A big part of it that all baby boomers will be able to relate to is that all of our lives we have heard this constant appeal to people that if they vote for them, they'll get free stuff.
Right.
And that's been the message. That's been the message of one of the political parties for all of my lifetime.
Right. I know.
That's why their leaders have no character, because it's all based on appealing to people's greed and covetousness.
Like paying for colleges and their college people, you know, like what they wanted to take and renew.
Why should my tax money help pay for your daughter's education? You gonna pay for mine?
Yeah. Or what about the people that already paid for it, but they don't want to credit those people? It's just now because I'm needing votes or whatever. But again, it's we, the people, and they don't want to associate that the government's doing it, that it's us. And that's what we keep trying to say. And they somehow don't want to accept that there's a division between the fact that the government's paying for it, but versus the people paying for it.
But Bo, it's like if you could go to Austin and they give you 2 minutes before the state legislators to talk, can you talk well enough to give some of those members an aha moment about it? I knew this for years about subsidies. I realized where they come from, that it's tax money, but I never really reflected on the immorality of it till this morning.
Well, good for you. And I guess that's why you called to tell us that, right?
Yeah, well, more people need to speak up. We don't need to be silenced. And I believe in the game of Red Rover. The stronger that we come together and lock arms, there's going to be some stuff that gets through, but then we reconnect and we come together and go, you know, enough's enough. You've been lying to us, wasting our money, becoming rich on the backs of hardworking Americans. We're tired of it. So, and especially when it comes to the auto industry, which is the largest employer in the world, we have to take care of this baby. We have to take care of the auto industry, and it transcends through the rest of the world. Thanks for the phone call, buddy. Have a great 4th of July weekend. God bless you, and call us anytime.
Thank you, buddy. Take care.
Thank you so much.
You bet. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show today, live, Grapevine Dodge, 121 of William D. Tate. Come on out and see us. The totally redesigned dealership. The deals are absolutely fantastic. And what happens is when Brandon, who's the managing partner here, totally redid the dealership, he gets a big allocation of vehicles. So what does that mean for you, the consumer? It means that he's got to get rid of everything here to get ready for the next allocation of cars coming out. And right around the corner, the 26s are coming. And get this, next year, you're going to be able to order a what for a pickup truck? A Hemi.
Oh, yeah.
The Hemis are coming back.
There you go.
Thank goodness. And that's what really put Ram back on the map, is when you could drive. And that was great. It's one of the best commercials to come out to rebuild a brand with. I drive a Hemi. So come on out and see us. We'd love to introduce you to the great folks out here at Grapevine Dodge. From sales to service. Service is open. So if you just got back from traveling for the 4th of July, need that oil change, tire rotation, whatever, service advisors are back and ready to help. Mechanics are back there cranking wrenches and get you in and get you out, and make sure that you're taken care of. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. We got a whole lot more coming up on what's going on in the auto industry and what we can expect coming up here. I can't believe half the year is gone.
I know.
And for the rest of the quarter, for sure, we have a really good idea what's coming down the pipeline here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show on 1190 KFXR. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one.
Good
Big
morning, Will
Carver.
Sakala. And don't forget that you can call in or make comments here on our social media sites if you're tuned in on the radio. Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR. We're here every Saturday morning, but we're also on our social media sites, the Automotive Edge Radio Show, Shifting Gears. Both of those are Facebook, LinkedIn under Kurt Chase, and YouTube under youtube.com/the Automotive Edge, or go to YouTube and then search the Automotive Edge Radio Show. We are here to give you what we can do to help you with all your automotive needs. And make the phone call like we had the gentleman call, 214-787-1190. Have a conversation with us. We love it. And if people love it too, they want to hear what people have to say. Or you can make a comment on our social media sites. Either way, we'd love to hear from you.
Don't go away. Quick break. Meet some great sponsors, and we'll be right back.
House of Fire. Yes, I'm coming up that way once I get my front yard cleaned up from the fireworks we shot. I heard about those. I heard that you supplied the whole city area out there with fireworks. That's what the scuttlebutt is, that you kind of did the number. It was awesome, and it was all around me too. I kind of sent y'all some things out there that was happening around my territory, and I'm telling you what, Will, it seemed to me, it was talking about bombs bursting in air. It was everywhere, because out where we live, it's, they can shoot the fireworks, and people were definitely doing it. They were firing them off, and I'm telling you, they totally let everybody have it. And so it was a fun time. It was a loud time. A lot of people were, probably up most of the night because they were sounding pretty loud, and it was fun. Yeah, and the one good thing about it, Will, is we got some moisture yesterday most of the day, so I was a lot happier about that and less worried about any kind of fires happening. I don't know if it was out your way or not, but I tell you, all around my neighborhood, it was a war zone, sounded like. And it's good that people feel that way about our country, that they want to celebrate like that, and give the kudos to what's going on and the positive directions that are happening. And I think what you just said, you saw more fireworks this year than ever. I think that's the reason. I think people feel very, very good about what's going on in their life and in our country, and they're very excited about it, and they went out and did it. And I know that seemed to be happening around my neighborhood. I believe there was a lot more this year too than ever. I mean, it was all over. And I'm not talking about, blackjack, little, what do they call them? Blackjack fireworks. I mean, we were talking about bombs. I mean, we were talking about people that were shooting those things up that were just as big or better than some things you'd see in a city firework festivity. I mean, they were like behind my house and across the street and down the street and around the street and down the street. I mean, so it was very, very powerful yesterday with fireworks. He says he thought it was more than ever out there. I did too.
All of his neighbors where he lives out there.
Doing
you know,
something.
yeah, everybody was firing off. But I'm going to tell you what, his son Jordan, JB was carrying out these small boxes, and moving thing, but then all of a sudden,
Here comes these bigger boxes.
I think these things had to weigh 60, 70 pounds. It was amazing how he carried one out, and that thing went off and had, I think, 500 shots in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it went off and it's spinning around and things going everywhere. And just when you think it's done, it fires up again. I'm going, holy schmoly.
And you know what's funny about that is what's more scary than the actual fireworks is you're hearing this, all these little, all these sounds that come before the actual, the actual firework. What a great song this is. Check that bass out.
Oh, great. Stories. You know what? It's amazing that what is that?
If you cannot dance to that music right there, I need for you to come and let's check your pulse, let's check your heart rate, check your all your vitals, because something's wrong with you. What do you got over there?
You know what? It's amazing that in the day you could understand every word and everything they were saying.
Mhm.
Make all the fun you want about disco music. There ain't nothing better. And I got to tell you what, I think old Will Sakala last night was singing to probably 90% of all the songs on the radio on his little, well, if he had Sirius or, Spotify or whatever. But, man, I think he knew just about every song he was listening to.
Oh, there you go. You're probably like
Played a little New York, New York while the fireworks were going off.
He was singing a little Sinatra?
He was.
Wow. Will, call up and sing a little Sinatra for us.
Yeah, he had no problem. Hey, this segment of the show goes to Burleson Nissan. And I just got to tell you, moms and dads, if you're looking for that vehicle for the kiddo, you've got Rogue 0 APR for 60 months. You've got, when you go down their list, you got to realize that they have Murano 0 for 60 months. They have Pathfinder 0 for 60 months. And you look at 1.99 on the Frontier, 1.9 on the Frontier. And then you have cars that are brand new, less than the average new car. You have the Versa, the Sentra, the Kicks, the Altima. So you got a full lineup of brand new automobiles with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. The average used car is $25,900. And when we say the average used car, that's across the board. What people are spending to get a good qualified, either a good clean used car or a certified pre-owned car, slightly used factory cars, whatever the case may be. The average that they're buying is about $25,900. So with that being said, you can get a brand new one. It's yours, no mileage. It's going to have a few miles on it. I love the people that say, I want a car with 0 miles. Impossible. They have to drive the car. They have to test drive it after they get ready for sale. And they do all the PDI and pre-delivery inspection, everything, or pre-sale inspection. It'll have a few miles on it. But the point is, a brand new automobile, less than what the average good quality clean used car is going for right now. The place, Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road.
Right.
Go down and see Justin Crane, managing partner, general manager. You will meet a nicer guy, and let him take you to.
And a more knowledgeable guy.
That's right. My daughter drives one. My son's girlfriend drives one. One of my buddies who just retired, he was an insurance guy, and now he's driving one. Well, actually, his daughter's driving one. And when you look at the Nissan Rogue, it's one of the top-selling SUVs. A lot of people say it's a RAV4, it's a CRV. Well, You got to put the Rogue in there. It's one of the top selling Nissans in today's marketplace, and it's got to come down to people. And that's the place. Burleson Nissan, 35 in Renfro Road.
Right, row.
Or go online to burlesonnissan.com. That's burlesonnissan.com. Beat the banks with their APRs and get a new car cheaper than the average used car. That's burlesonnissan.com. So you know what I get a kick out of? I get a kick out of, and I talked about this a while back, and this last week it was very, very prevalent, how many people are giving used car advice. And I get a kick out of reading it.
Well, I know you talked about that before when somebody goes on these local maybe Facebook sites or whatever, and they go, throw out a question or a comment about what's going on with something with their vehicle or what this or that or the other, and the lambasting of BS that comes across that they have no idea what they're talking about.
And every one of them say the same thing. I bought a car and I had a problem. Well, take it back or get an attorney or
lemon law. Get that lemon law going.
Yeah, I'm going,
I have a lemonade.
Here's the deal. We offer you the best program around for $35. The $35, check it before you buy it at Driver's Edge Auto Repair. You need to make an appointment. I had somebody just pull up and go, hey, inspect my car. The radio guy said do it. That's not how it works. If you're looking for a pre-owned automobile, you call and make an appointment. Hey, I'm looking at a 2015 Ram pickup truck. I'd like to get it checked out. You'll drive up there, $35, headlight to tail light. They're going to tell you good vehicle, bad vehicle. Here's what you need to do. This is the money that you need to spend, whatever the case may be.
It's fantastic. Just get it and go.
But I hear so many people, get an attorney and you can bring it back and you got 72 hours and this and that. And I just feel sorry for people that want to publicly get out there. And you know what? When you go down the list, and this one lady, she said she bought a vehicle. They got it to Oklahoma. The transmission went out. And what they were telling this lady, I'm just going, man, her head's got to be hurting from so much bad advice. And that's why when it comes to buying a pre-owned, you have to be proactive. And here's the kicker. Before you sign an as-is form, as is, meaning when you drive it off the lot, it is as is. There's no turning back. And when you go to court, and here's the thing, you're going to spend a couple grand with an attorney, and the attorney will say, hey, let me look at, I think we have a case here. And then you get in the courtroom, and the judge goes, here, let me ask you a question. Did you sign that as is? I did. Well, guess what? It's as is. There's no gray area. That's what you're going to pay for. That's what you got. Did you get the car checked out? No, but you did sign an as is. I did. And I've seen so many people that they look at their attorney and the attorney goes, well, I tried. So the money you could be spending on an attorney that's not going to get anything done for you. I remember the law firm up in, I believe it was up in the Sherman area. If you think you were deceived in the business office, if you think there was fraudulent things or this and the other, call us and we're going after the dealers. Well, that all these people were calling and retaining these guys and they're gone. They got nowhere because a lot of dealers now are videotaping the transaction.
I thought by law they had to do that now.
No, there's no law.
So it's not
what
law.
They do is they say, when you come in there, they're going, hey, I want to let you know that we're audio and videotaping this transaction. And if they have a problem with it, then they bring in another representative from the company. So there's no gray area.
Gotcha.
And one of the reasons for this is I remember when I was running dealerships, we had a couple of lawsuits. One of them was the person came in and, we go to court and they said, well, we're suing you because if we would have been offered these products, we wouldn't have to pay for this big repair. And I'm going, hang on, what do you mean? They said, well, if you would have sold us this, we wouldn't be paying for that. So I go to the business manager and I looked at his check sheet and everything was checked and the customer signed it. And they said, well, those boxes weren't checked when I signed it. And I'm going, oh, goodness gracious. So a lot of dealers have gone to the video and they let you know. So it's consensual. So if there's anything that comes up, in fact, one of my buddies, the customer got up, the finance guy goes to the copier. He goes around the desk and pulls the down payment out of his desk and puts it back in his pocket.
Mm.
And he goes, "Hey, I need to hurry up and sign everything." He signed everything and he boogied. And so the dealer goes, "Hey, what'd you do with the down payment?" He goes, "I gave it to the finance guy."
Wow.
Well, they got into a real stinker, and the guy comes over and they flip the switch and went,
roll the video.
"Yeah."
Did they pull that flag out?
He
Like
goes,
they
"I
did?
didn't get any money out of the door." He goes,
Like-
"What'd you do?" He goes, "I was just getting something to write with, and you see him taking the whole envelope
Like,
and
do they
everything.
do that like on the referees where they throw the little flag out? They
Yeah.
go, "Hey, let's go to the video."
And so the guy went to court, and the judge goes, "Here's the deal. You have right now to produce that money.
Wow.
Call your friends, your family, significant others. You're replacing that money." And you could tell by the look on the guy's face,
How embarrassing.
why you would even go that far. But now they videotape everything, so there's no gray area. Did they offer you extended warranty, gap insurance, tire and wheel, all the different products that they have available, dent and ding? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that they can offer you now, which is great protection. I got that on my wife's vehicle. Tire and wheel is a phenomenal product. When you look at the average tire and wheel, if it goes out, it's about $1,000.
Well, especially here in North Texas with all the potholes and the construction and, all the different things that they leave out here on these roads, that's definitely a great product.
Yeah.
Especially if you got a driver that's a curb checker. That's another big issue here in these towns and big cities. And you just,
1 minute.
you go through the town and not really sure of it. And then you take a right or left turn and scrape those wheels. Rough.
Well, bottom line is get the right advice. Go to theautomotiveedge.com. The message icon will pop up. Send me your name and number and stop getting hundreds of people involved in your problem and you still have no resolve. And 99.99% of the information that you're being given does not help you at all.
Right.
It only makes you madder. You get angry, you say and do things, or you waste a bunch of money, or you grab an attorney when it's not even needed, and you still have no resolve to the whole situation. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Yes. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July and you've been safe out there, riding around or going to different places. Boy, do you see what's happening down in Kerrville? Holy
24 people dead.
cow.
I saw it and went 24. And then they announced that all the kids that were on that camping trip were recovered. But then there was parents coming on going, "We haven't found our kids yet."
They're saying they've been recovered, but they don't have them in their possession or heard from them actually. Right?
Tough stuff. Yeah, I was watching that.
Well, I didn't know all that crap was going on. I did send you a deal where I saw the cars going down. I'm going like that. We need to bring that up about what maybe might want to watch out for buying a car down from Kerrville.
Oh, they'll move it up here in South because it's registered Texas.
But that's what I'm saying is that
did you see the video where the guy posted what the water looked like? It was like 18 feet down off his balcony.
Bridge area. Yeah.
And it's right up to the edge. 18 feet.
30 feet rise they're talking about.
Wow.
And where's all that coming from? The rains from up here?
Well, no, down in the Gulf of America, all those storms and everything that were moving in, and they came this way, and they made a turn. They said that the cold air met the hot air, or the hot air met the cold air, whatever. Man, it just dumped on them.
So just before the
last couple of days, they've been hit with
tons
so
of
much rain.
Storm. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what was something is that alarm went out or whatever, the notice went out going, "Hey, if you're in any of these regions, get this, if you're going camping, bring a life vest." Now, hang on. If you send me a message going, if you're going out here to camp and you need a life vest, I'm not going.
Yeah, I think the warning maybe not even been strong enough. I know that when I saw one deal where they said that if you're in such and such an area, you got 1 hour to get out.
Yeah.
I'm going like 1 hour, dude.
I just think if you're not listening.
nobody's out there with radios or they might be listening to music or something on their phone or whatever, but they're not paying attention to that kind of stuff. And if I saw it where it cut out of nowhere, it was just flying down like a tsunami.
Yeah.
Just taking and wiping everything in sight. I don't know.
I looked up, I saw where all that debris and a couple of cars were coming down the river. I'm going, unbelievable how fast and hard that hit.
And what a terrible time at July 4th.
Yeah.
The weekend that everybody goes to the Guadalupe.
Yeah, well, the whole kicker is if you tell me there's a real good chance something bad is going to happen, I'm not going. Well, why do you got to go camping when you need to bring a raft, life preservers?
Some people may not even gotten that notification. Yeah. They just didn't hear about it.
Yeah, if you're in this area, here's what you need to do. I'm going, that doesn't sound like fun to me.
Have an escape plan.
Yeah, and you're sitting there, making s'mores. Think about it, and you go, "What's that sound? What's that noise?" Don't worry about it. We're out here camping. All of a sudden, you look, it's too late. No. You're getting washed away,
and it's powerful.
Yeah,
that water's powerful, and the debris, and it's just as dangerous as more than the water.
Turn around, don't drown. People don't carry you. A couple of inches of rain will get you where you, what do you call hydroplane?
Mm-hmm, definitely.
I'm going, yikers. What a sad deal. Prayers are out to everybody down in Kerrville, the surrounding areas. That's what a nightmare that it's, one of the big camping weekends. Everybody gets out to do their own thing and got caught. I mean, I don't think anybody was expecting. They were expecting a little bit of flash flooding, but I don't think they were expecting, obviously, what they got.
Right. Well, they're still dealing with it, too.
You remember when it was time, September, was changing my September, while chasing the clouds away.
Well, this place is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Earth, Wind, and Fire right here on the Automotive Edge radio show every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. Call in with your requests, and we will get to it right away.
Yeah, 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment goes to the great folks at Highly Accurate Fort Worth. My buddy David Gomez, managing partner, general manager. I got to spend a couple hours with Dave, and we laugh and we joke. We have a great time. I love the guy, and we talk cars. What's going on in the industry? What's going on with used cars? What's going on with new cars? He's got, the RDX, the ZDX, the ADX, the MDX, the TLX, and the Acura Integra with shakers, all available for delivery today. And take a look at their lease program. Let's just say, you know what? We can't ever figure out what's going on with the market. We don't know what's going on. How do we figure all this out? Well, then lease. If you don't want any worries, your payment's carved in stone. It's a closed-in lease. You don't have to worry about it. Or make a great deal on buying a vehicle. He is not married to none of them and ready to introduce you to one of the best sport luxury products on the road today. The place, Highly Accurate, where you're highly appreciated, highly favored, and highly respected when it comes to spending time driving, buying, or leasing your next new Acura. That's Highly Accurate FortWorth.com, Highly Accurate FortWorth.com. So, one of the big questions that has been coming in quite a bit is, Kurt, what is a good price for a used car? And that's so, I sent back the email and I said, that's pretty generic. What do you mean by a good price for a used car?
Also, it depends on the product.
Yeah.
Depends on the kind of vehicle you're wanting and your model and the mileage. And I mean, that's like, dude, you could talk 3 hours out on that by itself.
Yeah. Are you looking for a car, a truck,
SUV.
an SUV? What kind of budget do you have?
Mm-hmm. That's probably the biggest thing right there, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of times they say, well, you say, don't say that when you go to a dealership. That is correct. What I would do if I were you, and if it's you, a family member, friend, they're looking for an automobile, send them to the automotiveedge.com. Leave me a name and number. I'll give you a call, and I'll do an interview. It was great. The other day I had a dad, and he was in a real pickle barrel because he got twins, and both of them got their driver's license.
Oh, boy.
And he goes, well, Kurt, here's the situation. I have to split the money between the both of them. One of them wants this extreme. One of them wants that extreme. And I said, you know what? You should have them listening to this conversation. He said, really? I went, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, why? I said, because when you tell them no, even though you're buying them, their heads are going to drop. Sometimes they don't have a full understanding of what's going on because one wanted a truck and one wanted a Mustang. Well, let me help you. Trucks have one of the highest interest rates based on your household age and driving records.
You mean insurance rate?
Insurance rate, because they're, moms and dads are letting their kids drive the trucks and they're getting stolen and wrecked quicker than anything.
Right.
And then the Mustang, it's American muscle sports car. And so I'm sitting there talking, and the dad had the kid on the twins on the phone. I said, are you willing to give up all your sporting events and outing events and this and that and the other to have these cars? And I know they're looking right at their dad, and he goes, well, answer him. And they went, what do you mean? I said, the cost of your dad making you two boys happy is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, how do you know that? And so I said, well, do you have a computer in front of you? So they pulled up the computer, and they saw it. I said, look, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've got 4 children. And yeah, my boys wanted sports cars, and they wanted this and that. And, their dad's in the car business, but I had to make good sense. All of my boys were athletes. All of my boys wanted to travel on their select teams and do things. We had to buy a vehicle that was appropriate for the circumstances, where we weren't going financially in the hole just for insurance alone. In fact, some of the cars they wanted, the insurance was more than a car payment.
Right, of course.
And they're going, what do you mean? I said, for your mom and dad to make sure that you're safe and that car can be replaced and they're taken care of, they have to pay a higher premium on the insurance than they do the car. We're on the phone with these kids for a couple hours, and it was the greatest conversation. And so both of them, reality set in. And one of them bought a pre-owned Mazda 3, and the other one bought a, anyway, they bought a couple of nice cars, great mileage, great pricing, and both of them sent me pictures of them in their new cars, and I can be more happy. And sometimes it takes that outside source to go, here's reality, because we always want the best for our kids, but sometimes it doesn't make dollars and cents. 214-787-1190. It's the top of the hour. Let's take a quick break. We are at Grapevine Dodge, 121 in William D. Tate. The deals are already on fire here at Grapevine Dodge. Come on out and see us. We'll be right back. It's right there in that cafeteria. Hey, chunk this for me, would you? Right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Will, I thought you were coming out. No, you're going to get on the road and go do something. I was going to let you sit and do the rest of the show for me. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't no. Any of you guys want to call in, visit with us, guys and gals? 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. And we'd like to hear from you about where you're going, what you're doing, and what's happening here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. And again, thanks, Will Sakala. I mean, you guys went above and beyond. That was like sitting at the Cotton Bowl watching the fireworks display in your driveway last night. And what a sweetheart of a family. His daughter was making sure everybody had everything, and she was the fire lady out there with the hose, and his son Jordan out there firing off all the fireworks. And what a great family and a great time. And we didn't even mind the drive. We drove to Weatherford and drove back in the rain, and we didn't even care. We had such a good time. So we love you guys and appreciate it. So good seeing Miss Shelley up and running. and your beautiful family, and we really appreciate it. What a great holiday. And then we got to see the Glover family and enjoy some. I'm going to tell you what, I think Jackie Glover makes the best sides of anybody in the entire free world. Her beans and her baked potato salad. I've never enjoyed hot potato salad ever. Jackie Glover has changed me. I am a 100% in love with. Have you ever had hot potato salad?
Hang on. The only time I think I had that is when we went to when it was a German Fest in Munster.
Yeah, and they had that vinegar. The German potato salad had a little bit of vinegar to it.
Not my cup of tea.
Not my deal either. I'm going to tell you what. Jackie Glover made baked potato salad last night with garlic and onions and mayonnaise and sauteed onions, and took the small potatoes and boiled them down, and then only broke them a little bit where there was chunks.
Right.
Mixed it all together and then baked it, buddy. I'm telling
Well, that's
you.
another ball game right
Oh,
there.
wait. Yesterday I did real good. I didn't eat any desserts, none. And there was enough banana pudding and brownies to. I mean, I was like a fat kid in front of a candy store and it's locked. And when I can't do it, so I didn't have no sugars yesterday. Any sugar? Sorry, Mom.
Well, if you
And,
did you have the potatoes?
I had the potatoes.
Well, that turns into sugar.
I know. And then she had
But
baked
you didn't
beans.
actually have any desserty sugar.
Yeah,
like
and I
that.
said, "Why are your baked beans so different?" She said, "Because of the molasses."
Wow. That
And a lot of people put brown sugar. She doesn't. She puts molasses and garlic and onion and
makes them fancy, huh?
my goodness.
Is it like those apple pie beans?
Better.
Wow.
And I told her that. I said, "You know what? My buddy Terry showed me how to make these apple pie beans, and this beat it."
Wow.
Now, it beat mine. Terry's apple pie beans, I don't know you can beat it.
He's got
because he smokes his in that old black kettle.
Yeah, it's
and
different.
It's a whole different flavor. But I got to tell you what, it was, man, oh man. Then Alan cooked about a 13-pound brisket, and it was meat candy.
Wow.
I like the barky part of it.
Tell him thanks for inviting me.
And it was.
I'll call him and tell him.
We invited ourselves. We didn't get invited.
Wow. Why didn't you tell me about it so I could have invited myself?
Well, I didn't know you were just hanging.
Well, I had the carver with me. I
know. I didn't know
he'd
you
have tore up that brisket in a heartbeat. I'm gonna text him and say thank you, Glover, for inviting me. We're gonna be there next week, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna let him know.
I called him up and said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "We're in the pool. Come on." And I was like, "Well, I got a pool. I don't want to come on." He goes, "Jackie's cooking. I am on my way."
Well, there you go.
And it's funny, she doesn't eat meat or chicken.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Well, Will says got 12 55-gallon style bags full of debris and shot off fireworks boxes.
Okay, let me show you here.
Yeah.
This is what it looked like before
he did anything. Holy cow! It looks like a. You sure he didn't rob a fireworks stand?
There's rest of it.
He wasn't that guy that backed that pickup.
Yeah, he was. That's one side.
Holy cow!
That's the other side.
Oh man! Holy cow!
I'm telling you.
Do you know somebody in the fireworks business, or do you just buy them out and tell them to go to the house?
Oh, he just pulled up and said, "Hey, Phyllis,
load it up.
Let me know when
and
the
y'all
truck's
close
full.
up and go.
Tell me how much.
Have a nice 4th. Wow, man, that looks like a fireworks stand.
If you could have seen the last 3, Will goes. We got the last 3. Watching his son carry them out, and JB's a big boy.
Yeah,
I knew there was some powder in them puppies. And
1 minute.
That's funny.
It was amazing. 74 degrees in a mist. It was actually a little chilly.
It's been a weird weekend with this July 4th situation. I know that. Ronnie Swain that said that Will Scala is almost a neighbor of his.
Yep.
They live kind of close, I guess, being in Aledo.
Everybody in his neighborhood, it seemed like, was shooting off fireworks. And a whole bunch of them. It was nice. We finished around 11 o'clock.
Load the wagon and run the card, he said.
Yeah, I was just going to go to the house and work on my show and get things done. And Melinda goes, it's like 7:30 or whatever. And she goes, so I just sent him a text going, hey, is it raining out? He goes, we're good. And we jumped in the car and boogied to Weatherford.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and I didn't even,
he said those last 3 weight was 70 pounds.
each box. They were huge.
Holy
And watching JB carry them out there was hilarious. And I was like, man, there's some pepper on those boxes.
wow. Well, they were firing them all in my neighborhood just as bad or worse than that. They were all over the neighborhood. It was like a war zone.
Yep, they are on the move. And I'll tell you who's really on the move here, and that's Classic Kia Carrollton, 35 and 121. They were closed yesterday, but now you can go out 1.9% financing. They have the Kia Summer Sticker Sales event. Doesn't mean you pay sticker. It is just their promotion. And so a lot of people going, wow, they have the sticker promotion. I'm like, yeah, but they have special prices on the sticker for all of the vehicles out there. I got to tell you, so many people, they call me going, Kia. I remember when. Well, you need to erase all that. Because I remember when the Sportage was ugly, and I remember the Kia Soul was really ugly. And I remember, I'm trying to think of what their little car was called. It was ugly. And, you know, Kia went out like a lion, in like a lamb, and then boom, they took off. And Kia and Hyundai have really, that whole platform team for Kia has totally redesigned the ride, the drive, the handling, the quality. When you shut the door, you're not hearing the ping and the ting. It's a thud. And from the Kia Telluride, which is, you know, one of the top selling products, your Kia Sportage, totally redesigned. If they took the badging off the Sportage for Kia, you wouldn't even know what it was. It is a good looking rig.
Well, and the badging is good looking too. They
Yeah,
redid all that, and it's very classy.
You know, the other day Melinda and I were driving around. We went to a happy hour over at Sonic because we like to split one of the big Route 44s.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And sitting next to us is a Kia Carnival. And I said, man, that is a good looking Telluride. And then we went to the back of it. Oh, wait a minute, that's Carnival.
There you go.
I mean, that's how cool their product has become in their design and everything about it. And then it comes down to the people. And Jesse Hull, managing partner, Alan Glover, general manager, and the staff there want to introduce you one of the best fast-going products, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So go online, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. Check out all their specials and just go and enjoy learning about the world of Kia. And then you got the EV6, the EV9, which Bo loves, and it's a vehicle of the year, of the world or something. They give it some, you know, universal award.
Yeah,
I mean, wasn't just here in the United States, but they give a universal award. And so, and check it out and see why. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. All right, let's see here. So one of the questions just came in, and I want to hit this real quick. It says, how do you check out a used car? And that is really, really difficult on how you check out a used car because a lot of people don't know what to look for. You walk up and you see a clean car. It's shiny. It looks good. You open it up. It smells good. You look at the mileage and you figure, well, this ought to be a pretty good car. But there's so much more to do it because I got to tell you, Bo made a real good point a minute ago. Our prayers are so much out for the people down in Kerrville, all these kids that were camping and people that were camping, and you're watching the videos, you're seeing cars flow down the river and all this debris and everything else that's going on. I mean, it's just a bad deal. Well, one of the sad parts that's going to come out of this is going to be all of these cars that were flooded, or not all of them, but a lot of these cars that were flooded or underwater or took on water. People, the not so nice people, will be buying those products and then reselling them. They'll put them in a warehouse. They'll put fans on them. They'll pull the seats out. They'll drive these vehicles off They'll foo-foo them up. They'll make them smell all nice and pretty, and you don't have a clue of what you are buying.
And that might be the one we just saw on video. This just looks like basically underwater, rolling down with the river,
Yeah.
completely submerged and being powerfully driven down that Guadalupe. And if you don't think that can happen, they're very, very misguided, aren't they?
That's right. That's why it's important that you go to the right place, a certified dealer where there is recourse for what you're buying.
Yes.
You buy from an individual, and then you find out that you bought yourself a really bad bucket of bolts. What is your alternative? They're probably not there anymore. You're going to go get an attorney. You're going to spend money on a car that's not running with someone to try to help you get a car that is running. I'm telling you, it's a tough old thing out there. So I always tell people a couple things that you can do. Pull the spare out and look below, and do you see any water lines? You want to be able to look inside the doors and look inside the door panels and say, was there a water line? Was the vehicle underwater? There's different way to remove certain panels and look at certain things to go, is this a good quality pre-owned car? But get a professional set of eyes on it. If you look at an orange, we talked about this last week, and the peel on an orange is the same design of the paint finish on a vehicle. They all have orange peel, and it has to be consistent all the way around. Then you open up the hood, or any of these bolts been taken off. It's real easy to see. Brand new cars, they put a dollop of paint on it, this factory dollop. And if it's been removed and you see wrench marks on it, why were these panels taken off? Why were they taken off? And then get you an index card or a business card or a piece of paper and mark both sides of the door jamb, and then go around and make sure all those seams line up. And then you go, okay, that's pretty good. Then peel back some of the rubbers on the doors and look up underneath the hood and say, well, was it repainted? Is the paint rolled over and smooth all the way through, or does it stop? Well, if it stopped, that's because it was probably taped off and repainted. So there's little tools that we can give you, little things that we can show you and help you understand to go, this is a good bucket of bolts, or this is a bad bucket of bolts. I would buy this car. I wouldn't buy this car. And we just want to make sure, because there's nothing worse than pouring all your hard-earned money into something that you have no recourse. And if you're at a real licensed certified dealer like Grapevine Dodge or any of the sponsors on our pages, on the website, on the sponsor page, or that we put you through, you'll have that full recourse, that ability to call up and go, hey, here's what's going on with this bucket of bolts. Here's what I need done with the automobile, and it'll be taken care of. I have wholesalers that have lots, and they stand behind all the products that they sell. Now, you always got to remember, though, what are you buying for the price? If you're buying a $5,000 car, I don't know how much leg you're going to have on a $5,000 car. You're buying a $7,500 car, which a buddy of mine bought the other day. That's all he had, and he's already doing repairs this morning on the vehicle. And luckily, he's mechanically inclined to do them. But you just really, really got to be on your game. That's why it's so important to go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on contact Kurt, and let's get the right people with their hands and eyes on your car.
Let me tell you a little story. This comes from my son, Graham Knox Mirabo Carver, who is my loving son. So he had been given a older model Mercedes, and there was a lot of problems with it, but he drove it, and he lost the key. And so it's been sitting for about a year, and his mom was making him buy a key because he lost it. Well, he had a locksmith come out, and it was going to cost him about $350 to get this key fob made, right? So the guy's sitting there and doing all and he keeps telling, and his mom's there with it. He keeps saying, "You really want to put $350 into this key fob, because this car is not worth it." And he was saying, there's just some things there that's not worth doing. It's not worth. And yet he was saying how pretty the car looked, how cosmetically
Aesthetic. Yeah.
cosmetically how great this car looked. But he said this car ain't worth putting this $350 in this key fob. And that's what you have to be careful of, is seeing something where the engine's all shiny and clean and armor all on tires and buffed out maybe with the body and all that. That's what you could end up with, to where you think it looks fantastic. So the working aspect of it must be the same.
Yeah, sometimes you're winding up putting lipstick on a pig
Well,
and calling it something else.
That's what is exactly happened with that. And he said, "You sure that you want to put $350 in this key fob, because it ain't worth it?"
Yeah, let me tell you what. There've been some bucket of bolts that I drove, excuse me, that looked really, really nice. And I go back up and they're going, "So what do you think?" The old used, have you ever seen a show Used Cars?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I mean, and still to this day, you'll find that going,
exactly.
How about that beauty? How about that baby? When Chevy Chase brings home that station wagon and says, the all-new monster Thresher, whatever, and,
Get y'all worked up.
Beverly D'Angelo and all of them are looking at it going, what did you buy? This is what we're going to Wally World in.
All those adjectives they talk about that vehicle. Right?
Well, what's funny is when I go out and I look at cars with people and I start asking questions, you can tell right then and there it's not good. Right then and there. You can tell by the look on their face. Well, let me ask you a question. What did you do to get this car ready for sale? And you know what they say a lot of times?
Just washed it.
What do you mean?
Oh, they even asked that. What do you mean?
What do you mean? And I go, well, what do you think you've spent on this car to get it ready for sale? And they're going, over the year, they start dodging all the questions. And I'm going, you know what? That's the time to walk away.
Right. Even
though too many people buy, man, my nose itches. Excuse me, everybody that's watching. I don't know why my nose itching so much. The people put themselves in a bind where they have to buy. I can't go. I got to have a car to go to work on Monday, or my car broke down. They just jump out.
Yeah, that's a bad place to be. Yeah, and I know people get that way, but it's a bad place to be. And maybe it might need to where you call your employer and say, "Look, I don't want to make a very, very bad decision. So I take the half a day off or a day off and get this done right," because you just don't know. If you don't know what it's going to end up costing in the long run.
Yeah, I want to see what you did. And when you go to a reputable dealer and you say, hey, I want to see the reconditioning sheet, I want to know what you put in. They'll tell you, hey, we put $1,500, we put $1,800 in. Here's what we did. We dropped the fluid. We did this, 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 and this. That's my guy. When they're going to show you and stand behind it and talk to you about what they did. Hey, we ran over a little bit. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back. You know why they sing about Studio 54 in this song?
Because one group wasn't allowed to come in there.
The Freak.
And what was the reason? I forgot.
It was just full.
Huh?
It was full.
What do you mean full?
It was full. Wasn't full. Then all of a sudden they became the Freak and started coming out with #1 hits. Come on in. That's why I say, come on down to 54.
Yeah. There you go.
So the story goes.
Well, some of those stories are true.
I was in that building.
Never got in. I was in line to go. When I was working, got hired to work for Pitney Bowes, copiers, systems, and a bunch of other office equipment stuff. Sent me to school in New Jersey, and we stayed in New York. And was at Cherry Hill, New Jersey, which was really right next door to New York. So we go into the city, and wanted to go to Studio 54. A buddy of mine that had gotten hired, and a guy that was in New York that was going to the school too, and he took us there, and we couldn't get in. I even tried to use my southern accent, man. I'm from Texas, man. I don't want to come in here and see Studio 54.
I got right in the door at 17 years old.
I don't know how you got that. You knew somebody though. Somebody you knew, like your uncle or something, right?
Godfather.
Godfather. The Godfather or a Godfather?
Hey, Godfather.
We want to correct that, everybody.
Yep. And I walked up, and he was standing out there, and they looked at each other, and they pulled up the little chain, and I went, and it was
nothing but highfalutin people in there, wasn't it?
it scarred me for life.
A zoo.
I walked around with a screwdriver in my hand, not the toy or
Right.
the tool, but a drink.
Right.
I didn't even drink. When I looked down the ice, it all melted. That's how long I'd been in there holding on to my drink. And so I took a few sips, didn't even like it. And a lady goes, "Come on." We hit the dance floor, and it was crazy. Crazy. Well, just I always enjoy dancing, but when you look around, you see everything, you're going,
well, it was back to the time where, the drugs were flowing and flying and, a lot of obscenity stuff going on. I mean, that place was a zoo. I know.
Buddy, I walked through that place with her, and she said, "You seem awfully nervous." I said, "Well, I'm from Texas, and I've heard about this place." And I'm walking through it, and I'm like, my mouth kept getting bigger and bigger, just jaw dropping.
Oh, yeah.
I got back to the hotel. I called my brother. You're not gonna believe what I saw. I got to tell you something.
One thing right after another, right? Well, that's any kind of documentaries or the movies.
Everything that you saw in that movie. I mean, some of it was, I never saw that was pretty doggone extreme. They said really did happen, but it was.
Well, they shut the thing down because of it.
Well, the IRS and everything.
Yeah, but they knew what was going on.
Yeah, and then he came back and reopened it, and it never.
It didn't have the same deal.
No.
Gary Coker says, "Good morning, Dynamite Duo, and happy 5th." And he says,
"Hello, Gary Coker,"
and to tell Bo hi.
There we go.
Smart aleck.
I'll tell Bo hi.
But he says, "I love
you.
I love you, bro." Well, also, Gary, Karen's birthday. His wife was, I believe, yesterday or day before.
Happy birthday, Karen.
Yeah. So tell her we said that if you're still tuned in and she's close. So it's all good. But yeah, that
I think birthdays are more important than the holidays.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
I'm big on celebrating. We celebrated your birthday.
Yes, you did.
In a big way. We love your birthday.
Well, huh?
We love your birthday.
Well, it was a good place we went. And boy, those that little Ferris wheel of
meatballs.
No, not the meatballs, the drink. The Ferris wasn't no
Ferris wheel had meatballs.
Oh, okay, but then what would we have that drink?
Oh, those drink was it was only one.
That was birthday heaven right there.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, the meatball Ferris wheel was interesting too.
That's right. That was I can't remember now.
I can't either.
Sicilian Butcher.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
You walk in and they'll give you a Ferris wheel, and each one of the seats that a person will sit on, there's a meatball.
A huge, different season type meatball.
Yeah.
It was excellent.
Love it. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment show goes to Classic Buick GMC right down there on I-20 and Collins, I-20 and Collins. Jermaine Pearson, the GSM, is there to help you with all of your Buick and GMC needs. And I'm going to tell you, the Buick line has become one of the, it's a luxury brand. Even when you look at the Envision and some of the smaller SUVs, when you open it, it is luxury. I can't tell you enough. My grandparents, my mom, my dad. Well, you need to get that mindset out and stop in and check out the full line of Buicks because it is nice. Everything about the fit and finish, the ride, the handling. And then one of my top 5s for the 2025 year, and I don't see it going away anytime soon, is the Buick Enclave. They have that thing refined and designed as nice as any SUV out there. I don't know how you can make an SUV any nicer. So check out the Buick Enclave in my top 5, and then meet Jermaine Pearson and his staff from the Denali's, probably the Latitude, Yukons, to the Yukon XL. They got it. The GMC Terrains, they got them, and they're making deals. Because here's the deal: June is the end of the fiscal year in the auto industry, so now everybody starts getting rid of their 25 inventory to get ready for 26s. So this is a great time to buy. We're done with the 4th of July. Well, some people are still celebrating or recovering.
It's the weekend.
But they're making deals. Classic Buick GMC Collins and I-20. Go to classicarlington.com. That's classicarlington.com. So I'd like everybody to start posting right now, if you're watching the show, what your favorite dish was for 4th of July. I know what mine was. You went and had tacos.
Street tacos too.
Big difference.
And they're better than just regular tacos. I mean, there's a big difference how they do them.
Well, tacos usually get the hard shell with whatever kind of meat's in
Right,
there, and there's usually a bunch of grease pouring out of it, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, like a Taco Bell taco. This is not like that. I mean, they use.
There's nothing wrong with Taco Bell tacos.
I'm not saying there was. I just said there's a big difference.
Oh, street tacos are a whole different.
Yeah, and El Matador and Denton's where we went, and they.
How many tacos can the boy eat? A dozen?
Well, it's kind of interesting. We got the order or the plate or the whatever they call it, and you got 4 of them, and we got the steak, and they cut them up in real small pieces, which made it nice, and then had all the stuff to go with it, with the corn double tortilla, and then we had charro beans. And they know how to do them there too. Well, we both ate just 2 of them. And I had 2 charro beans instead of getting beans and rice. So I had 2 of those. So I took 1 home and 2 of my tacos home, and Graham did the same thing.
Wow.
And then we had them for dinner.
Nice.
Just as good as they were for lunch.
Yeah.
So that was our 4th of July, and we were very happy about having that.
I had brisket, wings, and
You had
sausage.
all kinds of stuff, didn't you?
And the best sides in the world. We didn't cook anything.
Oh, really?
Nope. We got up, we went and had a really nice breakfast. I had the worst turkey bacon I've ever had in my life. It's more like turkey jerky. But
for breakfast?
Have you ever had a soft scrambled egg?
Oh, I don't even know what that's like.
So what you do is when you're scrambling the egg, once it starts to form, pull it off the heat and keep stirring it. Bring it back on the heat for maybe 30 seconds so it starts, the edges start to pull it off. Scramble it up real good. Keep it going with whatever you're stirring it with, and then put it on your plate and just let it rest for a minute. And it's not hard, it's not chewy, and it's called a soft scramble. Absolutely incredible.
Is there a place you had that at?
Yeah, it's a new place they just opened on 1709.
Whatever.
Can't think of the name, but anyway,
It's called a soft scrambled egg.
Yeah, soft scramble.
Okay.
And I love rye bread. So I had toasted rye, some fresh fruit.
Cool.
And then went and picked up the Mrs. New vehicle, and then got to go eat some barbecue. I mean, it's a 13-hour smoke on this brisket.
That he did?
Oh, yeah. So we smoked for 11 hours, wrapped it in the brown butcher paper, sprayed it down with apple juice, just misted it, wrapped it up real tight, and put it in the oven at 200 for a couple hours. And
sweet,
man, when he pulled that out, it was meat candy.
Well, yesterday
you wouldn't have liked it because there wasn't fat all over it.
You mean it wasn't wet?
Well, it was wet, but meaty wet, juicy,
okay.
Not
I could
fatty, meaty, juicy.
I could handle that.
No, you couldn't. You like it. You like disgusting meat.
I would like to know
if you like prime rib.
Not really.
See, I don't either.
I don't like prime. I don't because it's not doesn't look cooked enough for me.
So that's weird. You like that fatty, nasty, greasy meat.
Yeah, but I don't like
prime
pink.
rib and cook. You don't like pink?
I don't like it pink like that.
So when you order steak, what do you order? Medium well?
Close. Medium plus.
Yeah.
That's what I like. So I'd like somebody to call to tell us what the strangest thing they had. What would be different than the normal deal? Like, what did you have yesterday that was different than most people, American people, would have had to eat?
Yeah, my buddy called me and he had stuffed eggs with caviar.
See, that's crazy. You like caviar?
I do.
That's like
Certain
anchovies to
kinds.
me.
Well, I like it. I
I
just
know you like anchovies too.
the mayor got me pickled anchovies,
Really?
and
That's
he picked them up, and
interesting.
we sat there just eating them right out of the
Man,
container.
you guys are disgusting. That's horrible.
I was like, "This is nice." So my son came over, Ty, and he had a energy drink in his hand, which I hate.
Yeah, I do too.
And he goes, "Dad, you ought to take your big drink." I said, "I'll make a deal with you. I got something in the fridge. If you'll eat one, I'll take a drink of that." And he goes, "Done." So I brought those anchovies out, and I opened it up, and he's like, "Oh my God. Do you know how bad that smells?" And I went, "You just got to eat it." It's one of those
hold
things
your
that,
nose. It's one of those things where you have to hold your nose to eat, like when you was a kid. You know, when they
yeah, there's some things that may not smell okay, but for whatever reason, they taste real good.
you got to eat that spinach, and you better grab a hold of your nose when you do.
Yeah.
So did he?
And no,
I don't blame you.
he's like, "I'll pass."
No,
I said,
I'm
"Come
a-
on, what you're drinking smells worse than this." He goes, "I can't do it."
Yeah, that's nasty.
Like he
dude.
brought me a can of anchovies from Belgium. Oh, buddy, I had them raw, right out of the can.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Do you hold your nose when you eat them?
Heck no. And I love it on my pizza too.
I'd be holding my nose to watch you eat it.
Yeah.
That's nasty, man. But I know some people do some strange stuff, other than just the old hot dogs or hamburgers and things like that. And
Well, I got a real weird friend. He's gone a little bit psycho on me. He had roasted and smoked vegetables and fruit. He smoked his watermelon.
in the smoker,
Smoked his watermelon.
the whole watermelon,
Cut it in half.
and then
Smoked it.
and what did you ever try one of those?
He ought to be beat up.
I think it. Come on,
And
man.
so he showed me this big
Supposed to
lad.
be
It
in
looked
a
beautiful.
Supposed to be in a cooler.
He had this big, like a charcuterie board kind of setup, but it was all roasted vegetables and smoked watermelon and smoked grapes, and he smoked.
All this.
He kind of dug out a little bit of the watermelon and put different other kind of fruits in it and smoked it. I'm going, that's not a 4th of July celebration.
Don't sound like it.
I didn't even know what to say. He goes, "Come on by." I went,
It sounds like a vegan revival.
Now I know it's a great healthy way to eat.
Yeah, I get it.
I mean, everything on her. He had a baby bok choy, which I love. I love bok choy.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think watermelon is fantastic for a 4th of July. That's fantastic.
And it's got a lot of good stuff in it.
Oh, it's very good for you. Do you put salt on your watermelon?
You know what? Even when I was younger, my pop
My dad did it all the time.
on watermelon and cantaloupe, I couldn't put salt on it.
I like it.
Can you do it?
I like it both ways, really.
It's just the salt now has so much medley, iodine kind of.
But you can use sea salt.
Yeah,
you
nasty.
don't have to use the iodine salt.
You can taste it. Burns your tongue.
Well, you just don't overflow it with it. You just sprinkle a little bit. And I like it that way. I don't usually do it that way, but I can't eat it.
Yeah, what's the new salt that's out now that everybody's talking about?
30 seconds.
I can't think of it. Anyway, I'll look it up, but it's the big thing now. 214-787-1190. You'd like to chat, have some fun, shoot the breeze. We'd love to do it with you.
Questions about automobiles. We might answer that too.
That's right. 214-787-1190. Quick break. We'll be right back.
See if I can think of it. Trying to see where because I bought some of this. See if I can find it. I can remember where I bought it. Okay, so the last time I bought was the French gray salt. No, that's not right. That's not what I bought. Sorry. Keep looking.
Yeah, what is that? The new salt that's out that everybody's buying.
Celtic salt.
Celtic salt.
Yeah,
That's it.
what I bought. I bought the Celtic sea salt the last time, and I love it. It's excellent. It even tastes healthier.
You liked it?
I put it in one of those. We have one of those automatic salt, where you just kind of turn it, and zzz, it comes out, and the pepper same way. It's pretty sweet.
Electric one or
Yeah,
those are cool.
battery operated.
Yeah, I like to have one of those.
Yeah, they're very nice.
You put the peppercorns in it.
Yeah,
you
put
grinds it up.
And you got to be careful about it. You want to get the right peppercorns because some of those have kind of like all kinds of crap in it that are not really that good for you.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find what I bought here.
You know, it's amazing you say that because I was looking at some bottles and I was buying just the peppercorns.
Right.
I was shocked the crap that's in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what happened to just putting peppercorns in a bottle?
Yeah, you got to buy really special organic peppercorns.
And you know one thing I started? Yes.
We have a caller on hold.
Okay.
Yeah.
I put honey in my coffee now.
I do too.
I quit putting creamer.
I don't use creamer anymore.
I put a little half and half and some honey.
Well, that's what I've been doing for a long time.
We drank some coffee yesterday when I was having my scrambled eggs and rye toast. You could have, the lady said, would you like some more coffee? I said, no, but I'd like a gallon of it to put in my truck to make it run. She goes, yeah, it's quite strong today. No, strong ain't the word. Man, this is some construction coffee. My brother Vinny would have loved it. He's an old construction worker. He'd have gone hog heaven. He'd have flashbacks drinking that coffee. I can't do it.
Was it really that?
It was nasty bad.
Well,
I mean, it was it's just nasty.
Well,
There was zero I liked about it. She goes, I'm telling you, I put 5 creamers in there to kill the taste.
yeah, sometimes you got to do that when it's that
I'm going,
bad.
there's no way.
I can't remember.
I needed to go buy a Coca-Cola to rinse my mouth out and get it out off my teeth and my gum.
That's funny.
nasty coffee.
Well, I bought both of the items from, I can't remember what it was, but yeah, I buy the organic peppercorn. I can't remember which one it was. It got a high rating, and then I buy the sea salt, Celtic sea salt, and I put them in there.
Do you order it online or buy it at the store?
I get it off of Amazon.
Because they got it at, I know they got it at Walmart and Target. And,
oh yeah.
But now, see, somebody comes out with a really good, clean Celtic salt, and then the crap comes out around it. They start putting out on the market going, hey, this is Celtic salt, and it's not. Or it may be called Celtic salt with a bunch of junk in it.
Well, you just try to do the best you can, buying the right stuff, because you want to try to do that. I think this is what I bought right here. No, that ain't it either. But, you try to do the best you can.
How many brands of Celtic salt are there? Like a bazillion?
There's a couple.
It's amazing. One thing catches on, everybody tries to duplicate it.
Yeah.
Press log. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Ed Radio Show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We got you covered. From small wheels to big wheels, we've got it. If in fact, I had a guy that called me the other day that was looking for a used 18-wheeler. And so I knew to send him over to talk to my buddy Gary Beck. And I don't do a lot of 18-wheelers, but I know who can sell them to you, and I know who can repair them.
Yep.
Over at Big Wheel Body Shop, right there, Risinga Road and 35, right across from the new Crowley Football Stadium. But we like cars and trucks and SUVs. I do have people calling me the other day on some 4-wheelers. We did help some guy with some Kubota tractors a while back. But we got connections for everything. And here's one thing I want to point out. If they're not on the website, it doesn't mean we can't help. You're not going to see Mercedes-Benz and BMW and Hyundai and Volkswagen, but you know what? There's nobody I don't know in the industry to go call him. Call him.
And to send you the right direction.
Yeah. And all you got to do is say, hey, my buddy Spanky up there on the Subaru dealership up in McKinney, I had a friend wanting a Subaru, and I said, hey, go see David. They call him Spanky and tell him Kurt sent you. Call me. He goes, man, that guy rolled out the red carpet. Well, that's the way it should be when you're making the second largest purchase of your life. So when you go to theautomotiveedge.com, you click on the sponsor page. Don't be discouraged if you don't see a brand on there, because I know somebody that can help you. Got it? Good. Hey, let's talk about a great sponsor, CrestVolvoCars.com. That's CrestVolvoCars.com. The XC40, XC60. Then you got your plug-in hybrids. The new XC90, I'm telling you, I don't know if you have or have not driven a Volvo. It's its own entity, like Porsche. When you drive a Porsche, you don't go, wow, that drove like, it doesn't drive like anything else. It's just a Porsche. Same thing with the Swedish built and designed Volvos. They're their own entity, and boy, do they ride and drive handle. Look at the safety ratings. It's just off the chart. So you have the EX90, the EX40 and 30s, the Recharge, Pure Electric. I mean, it just goes on and on, all the different products that they have. And my big thing is everybody that's going, isn't that some Highland Park mom soccer vehicle? I'm like, what? Everybody stereotypes certain cars certain ways. I'm like, go drive it. And we had a couple that went over and picked one up a couple of weeks ago. He goes, it wasn't on our radar. We'd never thought about it. We got in it, and then she was looking at the safety ratings and the design, and she loved the handling and went, we're buying it. She said her neighbors just freaked out going, what is that? And what's the new Volvo XC90?
We have a caller on hold.
And she
started CrestVolvoCars.com. That's CrestVolvoCars.com right there, 121 on the tollway. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show, and just go experience what Volvo may do for you at Crest Volvo. Enjoy the Crest life at CrestVolvoCars.com. Let's go to the Automotive Edge hotline. Who do we have joining us on the line today?
Yeah, this is Dale. Love your show, Kurt. I just wanted to get your take on all of the new colors that cars have been showing over the last 2 or 3 years. And a lot of them are very attractive, but the grays, the various shades of grays, I think those are more appropriate for military vehicles. What are your thoughts?
You know what? I was driving down the road the other day with my wife, and I said, you know what? I'm going to show you what the predominant colors are. And I said black, white, and gray 90% of the time coming down the road. And they've kind of worn me out.
Well, there's a ton of shades of gray, though. That's
there's
silver too.
Get this. There's exciting gray, which is out now. There's bullet gray. There's platinum gray. You go on and on and on. It's for the cars, I like it. For me, I like color. I like the burgundies, the reds, the blues. Gunmetal gray is like the deal right now. And I think it's a fad. I think here pretty soon you're going to see in the next year or so more vibrant colors, where the dealers are getting back to building a bigger selection of colors. But you know what? They're beautiful vehicles. Every time I see a nice, cleaned up, beautiful silver or gray vehicle, I like them. But I wouldn't buy one.
I think that what that went to is because black is beautiful when it's clean, but it's so hard to keep it that way. But the grays have a lot less of that happening.
Yeah.
And you can still get that kind of elegance from those grays that you can't, and keep it cleaner looking longer. And especially now that you're throwing black wheels on some of those, it's pretty quick, pretty sweet.
Now there is that Chevy light silver metallic is probably the best looking one of the bunch.
Yeah.
When it comes to silver, they have a high country in that light silver that is absolutely stunning. But you're right. I think it's I don't know.
What's a color that you like? Caller?
I like white
okay.
because it gets so hot in Texas. I like the white.
I'm with you 100%. I think you can never go wrong buying white. I think it's classy, it's good looking, and white makes the vehicle look bigger.
I think white's too sterile. To me, I feel like I'm going to a doctor's office or something.
I'm with you.
Everything's
You know,
white.
white is my second choice. I like different colors, something that nobody has, and then throw me a white one in there, and I'm a happy camper.
Well, there's one thing I'll say about the white, and I made this comment a couple of weeks ago that a lot of the vehicles that are white have a lot of black trim on them.
Yep.
And that changed my attitude.
We'll look in
about
front of you. You
yeah,
got a
that,
white truck that's all blacked out.
Right, and that's what I just, got my attention that I brought that up a couple of weeks ago. That a lot of the black trim on the white is changing my attitude about that.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm white with the black out. I'm a player, but the grays, I just find gray depressing.
He just got rid of a gray truck.
No, I didn't. It was light silver pearl. It was not gray.
Let's get real technical here.
It wasn't gray.
It looks silver gray to me.
Well, that's because you're 85 years old and half blind.
What was the Ram?
Blue?
Oh, that was not blue?
Yes, it was. It was called Nighthawk Blue.
Well, it looked more like Nighthawk.
There we go. Here we go. Don't listen to Bo. I appreciate the phone call, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for calling in so we can have this good argument.
Great 4th of July weekend, but yeah, gray is depressing for me. So 214.
Great weekend.
You too, buddy. Thanks for calling.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. But here again, I want to clarify something. There are some products out there that are gray that like you look across the showroom floor, you look at that gray Jeep, that's a good looking rig. Gray goes with that Jeep.
Yes, it does.
No doubt about it. If you put it on the truck, I'm not interested. But certain models
of
need
vehicles,
certain colors.
Right.
And that's a very aggressive off-road meat and potatoes gray that I would buy. If I was buying a Jeep, I would have no problem with
well,
that
the caller mentioned that it's kind of more military. You get that kind of feeling with a muscle type vehicle like that.
Yep.
That's a muscle vehicle that's off-road, and you want that sense of a military attitude.
And my truck was blue.
Okay. Whatever.
Nighthawk blue. It had no gray in it.
Well, it looked kind of silver to me, silver gray.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Thank goodness I don't let you pick up my car.
Well, it wasn't a really bright blue like when you're talking about bright colors.
I know, but it was still blue.
Boy, you have to put this. It was kind of like that purple vet, wasn't it?
No, that blue vet. That was blue. Ain't no doubt about it. That thing was blue with a hint of purple.
Well, I didn't even see the hint.
Why you got to salt that wound, I don't know.
Well, those colors can run a little deep. They
can cut a little deep, too. 214-787-1190. You know what? But here, tomato. It's whatever flips your switch.
Well, that's why he says there's a butt for every seat. There's a butt for every color.
I got a buddy that bought the ugliest car ever. The ugliest car ever. And he comes over to the house and he goes, "Hey, what's going on?" I said, "Nothing." He goes, "Come on out and check out my vehicle." I walked down. I was like, I couldn't even get excited.
Because of the color?
I could have gotten an Academy Award for the way I reacted to that vehicle. It was so ugly.
Did you have to put your sunglasses on?
No, it was just ugly. It was ugly. And he was so proud of it. And I hope he's not listening. But if I won that car in a raffle, I would sell it the next day.
Park with a Foresight.
And he goes, "Man, no one else has one of these." I'm like, "Well, that's a good thing. You probably only have the only one that color." And it was terrible.
I think we need to take a break. Looks like we went over our time.
Oh, yeah, we're going way over.
Yeah, we need to get more notification, I guess.
All right. Hey, Larry, let's go to break real quick. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the Great One Big Wheels, Bo Carver. We'll be right back. Hello, studio.
Stu. All right. Here we go. Rocking and rolling here on the Automotive Edge radio show. Wow. See, now I don't like reds, but I like those burgundy reds like that.
You like that red one there?
Yeah, I like that. But that's not like a red, like an apple red, or I like
Like a red Corvette,
yeah, I don't like that. I like that color.
red Mustang, red Camaro. They're really the only ones that come out with red. Ferrari, I think Ferrari looks good in red.
But I to me, when they're deeper colors, they're richer looking like that instead of just bright.
Well, I would never buy a yellow vehicle unless it was old school, like a Sebring Satellite, an old Roadrunner,
Oh yeah, yeah.
old Le Mans, that old kind of off yellow that they had. Not a problem. I haven't seen a today yellow
I've
that I
seen
would buy.
I've seen some colors on some of those.
What about green? Do you like green?
Hate green color, but I do.
You got to see the new green Ram.
Oh really?
Unbelievable.
So it
It's
got one
almost
around
like
here?
an evergreen, which new for 26.
Oh,
And I saw it online. I looked at it. I went, gosh, that's a cool looking truck. And
Yeah.
believe me, the only thing is I wouldn't do the tan interior.
it's too earthy then, huh?
It just, I'm not a tan interior guy.
All right.
And I tell you, I did have a dark blue Cadillac with the light interior, tan interior, and it was so cool. I had a gangster lean in that bad boy like no tomorrow.
You got it back.
Yeah, and so I've had two vehicles that were dark blue with the tan interior, but nowadays I like which I would never, when I'm coordinating clothes, you never wear black and blue together.
Right. Right.
They don't go together. And
Correct.
there's some clothing,
Especially navy and black.
yeah. And so when I look at vehicles, same thing. When I open up a door, like that one would have to have charcoal or black. If it had tan interior, it would totally destroy the
Right.
truck.
I agree.
And so for me, even on white, some of the vehicles that Melinda was looking at yesterday were gorgeous on the outside. Then you open it up and it had the chestnut interior, the light tan interior. I forgot what they called it. And we're like,
Yeah.
It's
Well, I'll tell you one color.
different.
I'll tell you one color that is on certain vehicles that I've seen. I can't think of them now. Is orange.
Yeah.
I like the way that orange looks on certain vehicles that are sporty type,
Yeah.
muscle type cars.
The orange Vet looks cool.
Yes.
The orange
Yes.
Mustang, cool.
Yes.
There's two other vehicles out there now that are orange that I saw.
Wasn't there one from
The Tundra.
Everyone, we
The-
got Will on hold.
Okay, the orange Tundra with the blackout package is bad to the bone. So before I bought my last truck, I actually went over to BJ and I said, "Hey, how about that orange truck, the blackout package?" And they're pre-sold. They don't hardly build any of them, but that was a truck I could drive. And you know me, I don't like the black wheels and all the
right,
blackout
but
stuff.
it goes with that
Oh,
orange
in a heartbeat.
Right, yeah. So that's the whole thing, and but I wouldn't want an orange on a regular type of car. It's just
Yeah, an
you gotta-
orange Camry, an orange Acura.
Yeah, no, hang on, that doesn't work. But there's certain colors that I'm willing to go with when it fits the right vehicle. And but I had a light silver blue metallic Volkswagen in 1973.
So we go back.
Super Beetle.
We're
We're-
going in the top.
No, we got one more set for the top of the hour. We should be already on.
Oh yeah, we went in 2 minutes
Yeah.
past.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll have a short set here. Tears for Fears here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Don't cry over your vehicle. No sense shedding your tears. Cause. Can you do this?
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Let's go to the phone lines. Who do we have joining us on the phone line today?
Will.
Will.
Hello.
Will.
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
You
Yeah,
mean-
what's up, my brother?
Did they
Oh,
run you
not
out of
much.
town
Just
with your
cleaning-
fireworks?
No, I'm just out here cleaning up the yard. We've got 90% of it done. 14 bags later.
That's crazy, dude.
But you know what? It was all worth it. It was worth every bit of it. So
Yes, sir.
I knew I was going to have a workout this morning from all this. So I'm glad.
Yeah, I do it 100 times over. I got to the house. Well, this morning I got up and I'm going, what is all this inside my between the hood and the windshield?
What do they call it?
And I'm looking around. I'm going, and I can't figure out why all this colored stuff is all caught up below my windshield wiper blade. And I went, that's why Will told me to park my car further away.
Debris,
Oh, yes.
bomb debris. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Your
It looked like little Beirut out here.
I bet.
yeah, your neighborhood. I don't think there was anybody on the block that wasn't enjoying the 4th of July.
Well, it was the
On the
same
radio?
same way in my
Right.
neighborhood too.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Keller.
what was crazy is the wind was blowing just the right way that all the debris in the entire neighborhood landed in the corner of our house. Our pool looks like
Oh boy.
it's got holes in the bottom of it.
Oh wow, that's hysterical.
Well, that was a great time. Hey, let's talk real quick while we got you. Will Sakala is on a Big Wheels Body Shop right there in Fort Worth, Risinger Road and 34, about a mile going west. What are you seeing? A lot of people are concerned about holding off on body work and buying vehicles and this, that, and the other because of the tariffs. What are you seeing at Big Wheels Body Shop?
We have, honestly, we have seen quite a bit of that. People were holding out to see what was going to happen. Everybody was kind of just wait and see kind of moment. But we have, really started a few months ago. But as the last few weeks, we've seen things are starting to turn loose. People are starting to have that confidence again about doing stuff and, spending the money on their vehicles to get it repaired, that everything is going to be fine. We have run into some parts issues again. And we've actually done some work that people brought in part of the vehicle into the United States and then had the rest of it done here to avoid the tariffs. So it kind of gave us a little bit of work as well. But overall, literally the last 4 or 5 weeks have given me a lot more confidence that people are feeling a lot better about it. But people were initially holding weight.
Well, when
See
it
what
comes to the
happens.
big 18 wheelers, that if you've got that big 3/4 ton or bigger, the place Big Wheels Body Shop, 35 in Rising Road, just go to bigwheelsbodyshop.com. Jordan or Will will come out and take a look at your vehicle and tell you what needs to be done. How many of the parts and products that you need to put 18 wheelers back together and looking showroom nice come from overseas?
I would say probably better than half.
Really?
Yes, I'd say better than half. Now there's quite a bit that's here in the United States, but when you say overseas, you got to include Mexico as well, because there's quite a bit of stuff that the manufacturers have moved down to that way, unfortunately. But and also in Canada, Canada has quite a bit of it up in that area as well. So I kind of count that the overseas part of the tariffs. So matter of fact, one of the customers we did some work for, they brought in a crane concrete pump truck because of the tariffs. They brought it here, and they did the assembly here, and then we did the painting for them at our location.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah, you
So-
think 18 wheelers, you think
1
about all the
minute.
country songs that were written and everything else, that it would be 100% American made, but that's just not the case. In fact, you were showing me the new Volvo truck yesterday. That thing is unbelievable what's coming to a trucker near you.
Totally redesigned. And Freightliner doing the same thing. Their truck just released last week, the 2026, or actually last month, 2026 Freightliner, as well as the 2026 Freightliner. Totally redesigned, all new, everything.
And you do the big RVs too, so it's not just about the trucks. So you take care of those guys too.
No, we do 2500s and bigger. We even do some 150s. We have some customers that have 150s, but mostly 2500s and bigger, 3500s, 5500s, any of that medium duty stuff we work on. As a matter of fact, we've got quite a bit of that in the shop right now.
Awesome.
Got it. Will, we're going to break. We love you, brother. Thanks so much for letting my family be a part of your family last night. It doesn't get any better. Have a blessed weekend and give Shelly a big hug. So good to see her up and around and moving and grooving. And I didn't know that you could sing that many songs in one night. That was darn impressive.
Man, I love the music, brother. It's what keeps the soul moving.
All
Love
right.
you guys too, man. Take
Love
care.
you, buddy.
Uh-huh.
214-787-1190. Quick break. Top of the hour. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Judge Gregory says, good morning.
Hey, Judge Gregory.
We had a
I
question
talked to him
for
just the other day.
Yeah, I know the reason.
No, you don't.
What? All right, so
It wasn't about the gun I won.
Are you gonna have to go buy one now?
No, I'm going to Chicago.
Let's do a road trip.
There ain't no road trip there. It's airline.
Are you actually gonna go, really?
Well, it doesn't get cleared up pretty quick. I really don't have a choice.
So what's going to happen?
All my appeals and paperwork been filed.
So what happens if you do go there? Do you have to make an appointment? All that?
Oh yeah.
But then what are they going to do there that would expedite it any quicker? Just because that's the headquarters of that or something?
Well, just where I guess the case and everything been
going
okay. On.
I got you.
It's my social, my date of birth, but it ain't me.
And that's where has taken place there. So that's got to be what's
one
correct.
of 4 states. That ain't the only state he's committed a felony. So much for paying all that money each month to protect your social security number.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great to have the last name Chase? He probably figures, man, this is a great one right here. He's got that bank last name and everything.
Well, I'm over at I'm trying to think of the name of the company over in Fort Worth, but it's Fort Worth BMW, and I'm saying I walk up and the guy goes, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, "Chad Chase." I went, "Kurt Chase," and he goes,
"Oh boy, here we go."
Really? And we get talking. He goes, "Are you Larry Chase's brother?"
Oh no, here we go.
Kind of like a cousin 2 times over. Whatever.
Oh,
the deal
that's
was.
funny.
Yeah.
Well,
I felt like, what's your social security number?
There's a lot of Chases out there, that's for sure.
Yeah. So.
And there's one that shouldn't be.
Anyway.
Is this guy
okay? Judge Gregory, you can answer this. Bo said there's no law in Texas that prevents you from putting your license plate in the window. And I was talked to the captain of a police department. He said that your plate has to be displayed on both bumpers unless the bumper, you've been in an accident, there's damage to it, whatever the case may be, but you can't tape a metal plate or put a metal plate in your dash when it's supposed to be connected to the outside of the vehicle. So I went in and researched the law. I'd like to know what Judge Gregory has to say.
He's probably gonna disgust us on that question.
Well, Bo said, let's talk to Judge Gregory.
But that's what the officer told Graham. He said,
"No, that's not what you're saying."
I did.
No, you didn't. You said there is no law.
But I said that because the officer said that. The officer said, no, just at least put it in. That is not correct, Bo. Okay. Well, I'm just saying that's what the officer told Graham, that just at least put it in the area of the front window where the dash is. At least you have it where we can see it.
My buddy said they pull people over left and right for having that plate up in the windshield.
So this better not have it at all?
Well, you got to get it connected to your bumper.
Well, what if you can't?
Well, then if they see that there's damage or,
or no holes.
But he says, well, hang on.
Like your vet?
How long has the thing been damaged?
Your vet didn't have holes.
Well, you know what? The chief of police told me I wouldn't drill that bumper neither. He goes, if you get pulled over here, call me.
Well, I guess this officer was just trying to be nice to say, hey, at least.
But I had the letter with me showing me that there was no brackets available for the front end of my car to put that on.
I'm going to print one up for Barbie Ann.
Oh, you're a mess.
I'm going to sign it, Judge Gregory.
You know what a buddy of mine was telling me? He's a police officer. He said a lot of the people that he pulled over that had the metal plate taped to the back window or shoved up in the dash, either got tickets or had arrest warrants or something was going on.
I got you.
I went, really?
So about as bad as paper plates.
He said he pulled a guy over and the metal plate was taped to the rear window.
Well, yeah.
And he said the car didn't go any further.
Didn't have a bumper.
He went to the hoot scow.
If it doesn't have a boot bumper, well, you got to.
It's amazing. Something. You got warrants out for your arrest, or
or
whatever the case may be, and you're taping a metal plate. Like,
wave
car.
that flag. It's like putting the flag up. Remember what the ponchos was it?
Yeah. Why don't you just stop the car and get out? Just wave the cop over.
Baby. Okay, come on. I got a warrant for my arrest. I'm gonna save you some time.
Sir, why is that plate taped to your rearview mirror? Well, when you pull my name up, you're going to find out.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
It probably didn't even match the car.
Yeah, well, they transferred yesterday my plates right over, typed it into the DMV, gave me a registration form to put in the mailbox because your sticker comes in the mail.
Right.
Your registration, but the plates, they moved right over.
There you go.
And so we drove off, and it was plated up.
Yeah,
but there are reasons why they won't do that.
He says,
and they have metal plates at the dealership.
He says, yeah, if there is no bracket or damage, you can get by with it. Okay. All right. Well, I have no bracket and no damage, so I'm gonna tell her to take it out of the windshield.
I hear you.
I have pulled over, and they have altered the plate and put it in the window and trying to keep it from being so noticeable. Okay. Well, there you go. The great Judge Gregory, who was a police officer for 15 years.
Yep.
And now the awesome judge in Precinct 4 in Tarrant County.
Yep.
And running for re-election next year, so be sure and get out and support.
Go to his website, donate some money.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the judges. I got to tell you, when he was making the videotapes and publishing everything he was doing, I was going, who does this? I haven't ever seen another judge publish the information that Judge Gregory publishes to let you know what he's doing every day at work, or what's going on.
It was itemized out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, down to whatever.
And what he cleared off his docket when he got there that was so backed up in his courtroom was pretty impressive.
Well, it makes everything run smoother, and it makes the court run a lot more efficient, and it makes your county a lot more efficient. And you as an individual, to get that kind of results, you want to keep that going.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Two 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by Crest Cadillac. If you go to CrestCadillacTX.com for Texas, CrestCadillacTX.com, and check out the new Escalade IQ. I got to tell you that the technology that they're putting on these Cadillacs are absolutely incredible. So you have your electric, you have your gas, you have both. And you know what? It's so funny that one thing that people have always said is, man, this thing drives like a Cadillac. And you know what?
I've said that for years.
Yeah. Thing is, guess what? It still drives like a Cadillac. And you look at that, the Escalade IQL, the Lyric, the Mystique. They have the regular Escalade. And then you have XT4, XT5, XT6. And they've also got some vehicles over there from the Byron Nelson and the Colonial that the pros drove that they're making deals on. And you know what? Enjoy the Crest Life. That I'm telling you, the service they offer after the sale at Crest Cadillac, second to none. I know there's a company out there putting all these commercials. I only buy. I'm telling you what, go visit Crest Cadillac and understand why so many people are buying their cars. They're right there at the tollway in 121. Mike Brosen, managing partner, general manager, and his staff. His son is the GSM there at the dealership. When you got family running things, it's absolutely incredible the way they handle their business. So take time. Hey, it drives like a Cadillac. You know what? It still drives like a Cadillac. And the deals are now. They've got to get rid of the 2025 inventory to get ready for the 2026. Really, the fiscal year in the auto industry is over. Now they got to get ramped up. So I'm going to tell you, enjoy the Cadillac experience. Enjoy the Crest Live at CrestCadillacTX.com. That's CrestCadillacTX.com. All right. One thing that I get asked a lot is, Kurt, how do you maintain your vehicles? I'm really anal about my cars and my trucks. I buy the right products to clean it. I to wash it. A lot of times I just use water. I have a buddy of mine, Ralph Paul, that when I'm done reading the Epic Times, I keep those newspapers because I clean my windows with newspapers. There's nothing better than cleaning your windows with newspaper and Windex. Nothing. Thing about it is when you're doing the windshield on the inside, you want to take a wet rag and get all that ammonia and cleaner off your dash. A lot of people don't do that, and they wonder why sometimes the dash gets a little funky colored. Well, when you're at a car wash, and you see these folks jump in and spray the windshield down, and they clean the whole windshield, you'll see them take that rag and then wipe off the dash. You want to make sure that you're getting all the chemicals and everything off
From
the dash.
like the Windex, I mean?
Yeah, you don't want that sitting on the dash in the heat because it's ammonia based.
Yeah.
And so the other thing too is I don't grab any detergents to wash my car.
You mean you don't use Tide?
No, or Dove, or I use that stuff in the kitchen. I use it in the washing machine.
Yeah.
And if it's cutting grease and taking out stains and doing this and that,
might be doing that to your car.
you might not want to put it on your car. And so there is a product called car soap.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have all the extreme emulsifiers in it. I mean, the detergents in it has emulsifier where it helps lift the dirt. And here's the thing: get you a nice sprayer and spray that car down really, really good and get all the grit and grime off of it. Because even when you put a rag on there and you start swirling it,
yes,
you're
scraping
swirling those particles into the
exactly
into your clear coat.
Yeah.
So
Scrapes
I have a power spray. You can pick one up at Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, and use that and get all the grit and grime off of it. And then use car soap. It's so easy, and always rinse your car off really, really well. But anything that you're putting on that car on the inside, you want to come back and clean with a wet rag. I don't use all the foo-foo to make my dash shine and everything else. My vehicles have leather. I have a great leather product that I use on my vehicle, and I use it about every 90 days. I always clean my leather with water.
What's the fabric that's usually on the dashes? That sometimes it's leather, right? But usually
What do you mean on the dash?
the material that's the dash.
Believe it or not, a lot of it's recycled plastics.
Okay.
And then depending on the vehicle, the quality on how soft or plush or hard it is depends on the manufacturer. But it all has pores. So when you have that extreme heat, let's say you're not using a windshield cover.
Yeah, you need to do that.
And I always tell people, man, you've got to get a windshield cover. If you don't have one, go get one. They're $3-4 at Walmart.
No doubt.
And put that up and put it in there because it's going to protect your steering wheel, your dash. It's going to reduce the heat that's coming in the vehicle. But I use water all inside my vehicle, and I actually have a compressor, and I'll take that compressor and blow all the excess water out.
That's cool.
When I get home today, I'm detailing that Camry.
So if you'd like to have your car detailed, go to theautomotiveedge.com
and ask for Bo.
And ask for, and he'll have you set you up an appointment to come by.
Just get him a chair and some lemonade and let him come over and direct you. But, the thing about it is, even with my wheels, I get wheel cleaner.
Yeah.
And I spray that on the rims because I'm telling you, you'll be shocked when you watch what it is dissolving off your wheels, plus the brake dust and everything.
Definitely.
And then I take that power hose and I get up in that wheel well. I mean, I'm real anal about how I clean it. But water, car soap, and then always have you a micro rag, newspaper to do your windows. And when you're done cleaning your leather, I wipe it off with a wet rag, and then I come back with a dry rag. And then there's leather protectants that you can put on your vehicle, which keeps the leather nice and supple. And a lot of this stuff that has all the perforated leather and everything on it, stuff gets down there like your sweat or maybe something you spilled. You've got to come back and clean it. And when you open up my vehicle, I mean, I don't keep them that long, but the ones that I have kept for a while,
they look brand new because they are brand new when it gets rid of them.
You open the door. And I've got all little tools to get down in the cracks and crevices. But it's the second largest purchase of your life. I want that thing lasting.
Well, number 2 is the fact
dirt
that
destroys.
When you get your vehicle nice and cleaned up and ready to go, it runs better.
Oh, 100%.
And it makes you want to dress better. Like if you get your little, like back in the day, you go where we get ready to date, first thing I did was wash that car, baby. I'd get that thing looking good, and then I'd go like, well, guess what? I got to match it. I got to see if I can look as good as my car.
You know, when I got off work on Fridays, I'd go cash my check and go home and start cleaning that
There
car.
it is, right there. That's what we did. I did too. I used to really love washing my car by myself, but I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, everywhere I went in my vehicle, like, man, Kurt keeps. My dad was that way, but he had. My sisters never had to clean, but the 5 boys were always scrubbing his car. His car stayed spotless.
Well, one of the problems is in my neck of the woods, there's a lot of dust and dirt type roads and stuff. So it got really too consuming to do that by hand all the time. But
yeah, the cool thing, get a power wand and power wand that car and get all the junk off of it before you start cleaning it.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, sometimes people just wet it down with a hose and then start scrubbing it. That's not a good thing to do.
No.
That's why I tell people, get as much of the stuff off. You know, just take your time prepping the car before you start cleaning the car. People don't understand. I just want to rinse it off and scrub it down. Well, that's where oxidation, and especially if you got a dark colored car, you start seeing all those swirls and everything in it. It's not from the wind and the dust. It's the way the vehicle was cleaned.
Well, it's the same way with glasses. I found out that, and they taught me this, is that the best way to clean your glasses is run regular water, you know, pretty good little pressure of the water over your lenses before you do any cleaning, because there's particles that get on your lenses. And if you don't get those off, if you just start really, you know, kind of cleaning it with a rag, all it does is scratch your lenses.
That's right.
And it does that same way with your vehicle.
Yeah, my eye doctor, he takes the glasses and he sprays this product on it, and he actually flicks the glasses. And he goes, now look at what you're cleaning, because it took all the dirt right off of it.
The little particles that get in there.
And then he goes in, puts another spray on it, wipes it down with a micro fiber, and man, you're good to go. It's just about taking time. It's just like any job that you're doing, whether it's cleaning your car, detailing your car, waxing your car, is the prep work is what makes the finish great. But use car soap. Don't grab that stuff underneath the sink. I'm telling you, it is not good for your vehicle. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Another one bites dust.
Down the street, pull it out. No sound but the sound of speed. She got
Now I don't have my regular glasses on. Let me see it closer. I got my seeing eye glasses, and I got my other seeing eye glasses. Does that look like it's got a little bit of green in it? Like a deep kind of earthy
I could
green?
see where you would think of that the way the lighting is here, but that's a
true gray.
charcoal gray.
Okay. But you see what I'm thinking, huh?
Yeah. When you're looking at that quarter panel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the light hits it,
kinda,
gives it that. The way the metallic flake in there is giving it off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty though. I like it.
It is.
I've never been much of a Jeep guy, but I'm learning to like them a little bit more. I know that the Amish Mafia has a Jeep truck, and he loves it, man.
You open up the door, the step ladders drop down electronically, the lights come on.
This has even got a winch on this sucker.
That's a winch right there.
That's a muscle winch. That thing will pull whatever you want out of the ditch.
Yeah, it'd be a great toy for me. I couldn't. If I was going to drive a Jeep, I'd go with the Grand Cherokee, the Wagoneer.
Right.
But they're cool. There's more you can do to that than any other product out there.
Yes, you're right. That's why the people love them, and why they buy them. I don't get the duck thing though, and why they get all these little ducks. I know Purple Haze would probably know the answer to that, because she was going around giving ducks to all the Jeep owners.
Yeah, I saw one pull up this morning, and the whole
dash
was covered in ducks.
Yeah. I don't know what that.
Yeah. So if any of you listeners know why Jeep people collect ducks, please let us know.
How
I
did
don't
that
know.
go? Because that's a big thing.
There's
now.
ducks in the windshield there.
Yeah. It's. I don't know how it got started, but it's a big thing, and I know Barbie Ann did a lot of big duck things on the cruise. That was a big thing there too. Did you see a lot of ducks where they hide ducks and you find them?
Yeah.
You see that? I don't know what that's all about either. She went with a whole suitcase of ducks when we went. Really?
You handed out ducks.
Well, it's a deal to where you hide them.
Yeah.
Like Easter eggs, and you'd put them different places and everybody gets all excited, like, find an Easter egg. I found a duck. Come on.
Yeah, we had some people that they found one and they're running. Look what I found. Look at mine.
A little rubber duck.
I don't get it.
Got all excited.
Yeah, they had little things planted all over the boat.
Yeah.
Be sure to look for what. I ain't got time for that.
I was ready to get
If I
back.
found one, I'd hand it to the first person that came by me. Here, you want? Oh,
Well, first of all, I was trying to suffer through my broken elbow, so I was not too worried about ducks.
1 minute. So we're back live.
Thank you. I don't know. You got to watch. I'm going to send you that show. It's about the what is it? The Carnival Cruise Line that got stuck out in the Gulf.
I can imagine.
It's
You know, my
hot.
brother, Larry, they wanted that something of the seas. It was the biggest cruise ship ever at the time.
The Royal Caribbean had that new one that came out, that big one. Or
It was 6-7 years ago, whatever the case may be. And he said, you ought to get on that ship. And about 6 months ago, they showed a fire on it. It just left the port and then there was a fire. And man, all of a sudden it was. So did you see what Ty sent us?
What did he say?
He's got an answer.
Oh, well, I'm trying to find it. Trying to go to it. Let's see. It won't open for me, so I don't know. I can't open it. It won't let me open it for some reason. So there is an answer for it, but I can't get it.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Remember, what we do here, even though we yak a lot, is we help you with your automotive needs. If you're out looking for a vehicle, you don't want to go through whatever the case may be. You don't want to deal with anything except for going to the right place, finding you a vehicle, and taking care of business. Then the best thing for you to do is go to theautomotiveedge.com. That's theautomotiveedge.com. Contact Kurt, leave me your name and number, and let us help you out. It's the best way to acquire your next vehicle. You don't have to worry about all the back and forth and being there for hours. Unless you want to be there and test drive everything. And I have friends that do that. They love going out. And here's the thing that I understand is when you're out looking at a vehicle and you think you have your mind set, and then you turn around and go, whoa, what is that? Wow, tell me about that car. And you wind up changing your mind. It happens all the time. I've had people that tell me they're going to look for one product and they come back with something completely different. And that's okay. But let's just make sure you're going to the right place with the right people that understand you may not be ready to buy when it comes to acquiring a new vehicle. One of the great places, Crest Infinity. Go to crestinfinity.com. 0 APR financing, up to 36 months, $6,000 Infinity bonus on the QX80. Wow. And I'm going to tell you what, if you haven't driven the new QX80, you're missing out. The 2026 QX60, 4.9% financing, 5.9 for 60 months. And I got to tell you what, Infinity is one of those hidden gems that you don't see a lot of advertising about. They don't talk a lot about, but isn't that new QX80? I don't know what else you could put on a land yacht to make it that nice. I mean, you've got some big, bad land yachts out there to travel and have fun in, but the folks, the platform team on that QX80 knocked it out of the park. that's the way to go. And it's Crest Infinity. Enjoy the Crest Infinity. Enjoy Crest Infinity at the tollway and Highway 121. Enjoy the Crest life and experience. And I got to tell you, while you're there, stop at the bistro, because that chef cooked breakfast and lunch for me and Bo. And I got to tell you what, even if you're you're just hungry, pull into Crest Infinity,
no doubt,
and go inside and enjoy the bistro. But I'm telling you, the QX60, the QX80 is a different way to enjoy your travel. So start online, get all the details at crestinfinity.com. That's crestinfinity.com. You know, they got a putting green out there too. So while you're waiting on your new Infinity to get all detailed and ready for delivery, bring your putter and
eat and have a little putting.
Grab your little lunch, go out there and hit a few golf balls, and you're good to go. That's crestinfinity.com.
So Jeep owners place rubber ducks on other Jeeps as a fun and friendly tradition called Jeep ducking. It is a way to spread positivity, show appreciation for other Jeep owners, and build a sense of community within the Jeep family. It's originally intended behind Jeep. The original intention behind Jeep ducking was to brighten someone's day and make them smile, especially during the pandemic. To acknowledge a cool Jeep ducking can be a very way to show appreciation to other Jeep owners' vehicles, whether it's a unique build or just well-maintained model. So it's kind of was the way it is, but other people that are not even a Jeep owners are giving ducks. I know Purple Haze does that all the time. But the practice, which started in Canada in 2020, was grown into a global phenomenon, which dedicates social media groups as a strong following.
Huh.
So there you go. Jeep ducking.
Jeep ducking.
There it is. Thank you, Ty, for that information you sent. And there you go.
Prayers to my brother from another mother.
Ty's going to be fine.
Yeah, I love that guy.
He's going to be good.
Ty is good as gold.
Yes, he is. Better than gold.
Yep, he is. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Remember, if you got automotive need, you have a friend that has an automotive need, a neighbor, whatever the case may be, say, hey, go to the Automotive Edge and get hold of Kurt. And this week, I probably had a couple of dozen just referrals going, hey, I want to know what you do. We have a friend that said you can help us with a vehicle, and we hooked him up with some. I got a buddy that's been able to find some specialty vehicles that I didn't even know existed. And he called me up and he goes, I found 3 of the 5. I'll find the other 2 here shortly. I was just blown away by the software that he has and the ability to go to anywhere in the United States and find exactly, if not, I mean, real close to just what you are looking for. And so there's not a make or model. If it's not available, we'll go to the next best thing. If you have to order, you have to order. A lot of people are doing that now. They've kind of carried that virus thing to where they're going, hey, let's take and order a vehicle. Let's take and spec one out exactly what I need. The only caveat to that is, or the catch, is that you may not be receiving all the benefits of one that may be on the lot, i.e. incentivized rates or rebates. And so that's the only thing. Some people say, well, it's going to take, 2 months, 90 days to get that vehicle in. I got one buddy, he just ordered a new SUV, and they told him it's probably going to be 60, 75 days. And he goes, well, can I have that rate? And they said, whatever the rate is at that time when it comes in is what you're going to get. So that's the only thing about ordering that may be a downfall, that you worked out a deal on one that was $30,000, but when yours came in, it's $33,000 because there was no incentive there anymore. That's the only thing you're really messing with. About pickup trucks, kind of a different world. There's always been huge discounts on trucks. I don't ever think that's going to be a big issue. Don't hold me to that, because something could change. We never know. But for the most part, ordering, that's the only thing that'll change it up. I got a question, a great question. Says, hey, Kurt, what do you think the second half of the year looks like? I got to tell you, we'll see how the big, beautiful deal plays out. I think that when with everybody that I talk to that are the economic gurus about what was going to happen if they didn't do everything they needed to do as far as taxes coming the first year was brutal and punishing. I think that the president is a no BS, no nonsense guy. Is he going to be 100% accurate? Well, he is going to be better than 90% accurate, and it's all the information that he's brought to that he gathers in when he decides to, pull the plug and make that decision, or plug something in to make a new decision. But as far as the auto industry, we're seeing more zero APR than we've ever seen before. I saw gas prices today at 248 on the way in. I saw one at 248, 247 coming in. I think the highest one was 255. So gas prices are down. Mortgage rates are coming down. I have a son that's a mortgage broker, and a lot of people are running to refinance, and now there's a surplus of homes. The problem is, I think that the builders are so greedy right now. What they're asking for some of these homes, I pulled over and looked at some of these houses are asking crazy money for. I don't get it. I don't wrap my brain around it. I guess all the people that are moving in from the West Coast and up north think, well, that's a smoking deal based on what I was paying where I came from. For me, it doesn't make any sense, but zero APR is back. Incentives are high. There's a good amount of inventory in the housing market, pre-owned homes and new homes. And so things are looking really, really good. And so when people are out buying more cars, obviously they want the manufacturers to ramp up production. And when you're ramping up production, you don't want a big day supply. And so by not having a big day supply means big rebates and big incentives. So that can be plus and minuses for you at the end of the resale cycle, but we'll see how it plays out. But I like the way it's looking right now. I think it looks really, really good how things are going to be playing out. And I think it's going to be a big Christmas for everybody. Jingle bells.
Only 6 months left.
That's right. Less than 6 months.
Yeah, 5 months basically, isn't it?
Yep, for Christmas lights. They go up.
Well, for you, it's October 31st.
That's right. That's right.
At midnight, or what should be November 1st. But
when the last trick or treater comes by, then you start pulling all that stuff out.
Do you give him a present? This is like, hey, you the last guy.
Yeah.
You get a candy, and also here's a Christmas present.
That's right. Yeah, here's an ornament for your tree.
There you go. That's what you should do.
214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. Bottom of the hour. Don't go away. We will be right back.
Can you actually believe this year has flown by like this? And it's interesting that, July is like this away right now. Cool with breeze and raindrops.
Yeah.
That's nutty, isn't it? I mean, when's the last time you saw that? No, July 4th.
And you know what? All these crazy conspiracy theories that are out there that, I mean, I've heard them all. I got to tell you what, it hurts my head to think about how much people spend. You know what the 17th letter in the alphabet is? It's Q. Now, when you look at the quarter and what's going on with the president, you know that the president was born on this day and this day and this day, and it falls in line with the Q. And then they're going this 200, it's called 222. And that come mid-July, everything's going dark.
Yeah, all that.
Make sure you have plenty of cash on hand. Kind of like, in 1999, when it hit 2000, everything was going to crash. There was people, remember all the, what do you call it? The stockpiling they were doing it. What's it called?
Hoarding or whatever.
Not hoarding. What do they call it? Prepping.
Yeah.
All the preppers. Man,
Food,
when it hits
everything.
midnight, it is over.
Well, they even even news and all the tech people were going like, we don't even know. I mean, we just feel like it's going to hit that 2000 and we're done. I mean, it's going to fry everything. It's going to make it where the computers are just not going to know what to do and shut everything down. And Armageddon's coming. The world's over. And I mean, it was that brutal. And you know what? I didn't even care. I mean, I didn't even have that kind of feeling. I'm going like, well, so what? Let's start
Yeah.
over. I sent you this thing. Did you see where Antarctic ice has increased for the first time in decades? It gained over 100 billion tons in a single year, according to a recent study. The trend is a stark contrast to the previous decade in which the ice sheet was losing mass, contributing to rising sea levels. Well, that is a new thing for. Where's Al Gore reporting that?
Yeah, we don't see Al around too much.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess he's made his money off of all the BS and now he's hiding away. But
Yeah.
see, I look at it this way. I know that there's things we should try to do, but God created the heavens and the earth, and I think he has control over this.
100%.
And you can think that getting out there and doing all that and stopping some of this stuff you think is going on and then probably being misled about what's going on. You're not going to do that. I mean, doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to stop the Guadalupe going down what it's doing right now in Kerrville. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You can't stop Mother Nature, as it were, which is really God. God controlled this whole thing. God created this whole thing. And if you think getting out there and spreading that, nonsense about the Green New Deal and all those kind of things is going to change this kind of stuff, not going to happen.
When the ozone was, what did they say, 1,000, 100,000, whatever the number is, worse than it is now. And then Al Gore said, well, man wasn't around then. It'd have been worse for man if they'd have been around
exactly.
then. I'm like, what a bunch of morons. I just don't buy into it. I never will. Thing about it is you put your faith and your trust in God, and we all come together. Obviously, we don't want a bunch of pollution. We don't want this. We don't want that. But all this fear mongering and wasting American dollars
for something that you can't totally control anyway.
And I love that Senator Kennedy, because he's always asking, okay, what does $100 billion do to reduce it? Well, we have to have all the other countries. He goes, well, why would we give you all that money before the other countries are on board? Well, we don't know. I'll just give you $100 billion.
It's not going to reduce it.
It's going to do something.
It's not going to reduce it, but it's going to line my pockets really nice.
Yeah. I'm like, it doesn't make sense. It never has, never will.
No.
All the plans we had for fixing this broken romance.
214-787-1190 is the number. Action. And that's what's going on right now at Grapevine Dodge, right here at 121 and William D. Tate. He likes this song.
I do too.
Come join us. We're going to be here. Got another about a half hour. They're going to be here till 9 o'clock tonight. 121 and William D. Tate, the all-new, totally redesigned Grapevine Dodge. So for your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram needs, there's not a better place. Brandon, I'm tell you what, he designed this place. It's about as consumer-friendly. They now have a waiting area that is just unbelievable. And they've got, the candies, the cookies, the donuts, I forgot what else that Melissa's making back there to make everybody happy, a little snack or whatever the case. Scones, I think. But you know what? They have the quick service. So if you've been traveling for the holidays and you want to get that quick oil change, make it Grapevine Dodge. Go to grapevinedodge.com, schedule your appointment. And when it comes to your product line, there is so much 0 APR and no payments for 90 days available. How cool is that? So you go, well, I'm not sure when to buy. I'm going to kind of wait it out. I have you guys 0 payments due for 90 days. You can save a bunch of money in 90 days by not making car payments. So when the car payments due, you're probably going to have you a little bit of trove of money sitting there. But from the new Dodge Ram to the Jeep, they have a tungsten sitting here on the showroom floor that is just, I didn't know you could make a truck any nicer than the Dodge Tungsten 4x4 that's sitting here. Come on out and meet the great staff that Brandon's put together to help you with your Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram needs. Let them know you're listening to the Automotive Edge radio show. They got plenty of traffic out here today. And I got to tell you, with the allocation he's got coming for the remodel that he did, man, now's the time to come make a deal on a new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram. The place, GrapevineDodge.com. All right. Hey, Kurt, what does the used car market look like for the remainder of the year? It's strong. There's a lot of people out there that are saying it's not strong. It's going down, and here's what's happening. Let me just tell you something. I am in the dealerships every week, 5 days a week. I'm at the dealerships, and the dealers are begging for good quality used cars. They don't want to go to the auction. They don't want to stand there and, keep raising their hands against one another to have inventory a lot. They want your product. That's why I say right now, when you got the 0 APR back, you got payments as low as $229 a month over Freeman Toyota, 0 APR over here at the Dodge store, no payments for 90 days, and begging for trades.
Hello.
There's no need to hold off. I've got people that were looking 60, 90 days ago, and they've got good cars, the miles right, and they're getting the same money they got 90 days ago. I had one guy, it was 2.5 months ago that he went and took a look at a vehicle, and then I get a phone call. I said, what's going on? He goes, buddy, I love you and I love the dealership. And I said, what's happening? He goes, I'm getting the same money. My wife finally says, okay, I want a new vehicle. And he goes, they gave me the exact same bid. That's how strong the used car market is. But when you look at a lot of these ads that are out there and what people are saying, don't buy into it. Just don't buy into it. The best place to go is theautomotiveedge.com. And if I don't have the answers, I'll get you the answers to let you know this is a great time to do business because you're getting the best of both worlds. Trade values are up. What does that mean? You pay less taxes, you're financing less. And then the APR, it doesn't get better than 0. There's no negative. It's just 0. What a deal.
Can't beat it.
You need a new vehicle.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I need a new one. I don't.
You will be getting one. There's no doubt about it. Listen, I'm not a betting man, but I've won a lot of things betting you. I don't bet nobody but you because I always win.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, when you take a look with the think about this for a second. Tavares comes in, he takes over Stellantis and cuts out the Hemi and gets rid of the Charger and the Challenger.
Crazy.
We're going to build an all-American muscle electric vehicle called the Charger. He foobarred Stellantis, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. He was the worst CEO of the bunch.
You're talking about a wolf in sheep's clothing. That was one of them.
He just destroyed that brand. And now you got some really smart people coming in because I'm telling you, when that Hemi hits, which I've already gotten a couple of dozen phone calls and emails going, how soon can I get a Hemi? It's a $1,500 upgrade. All you got to do is order your next truck with a Hemi because it's an option. It's not a standard feature. The Hemi's a $1,500 option. Big deal for a Hemi.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'll have one.
Yes, sir.
I love the Hemi. And then I go down, I look at the list, starting with BMW Group, and there are 0 APRs. I'm looking at Ford Motor, 0 APRs. I'm looking at General Motors, 0 APRs. American Honda, 0.9. Hyundai Kia, 1.9. Just think about that. We haven't seen these rates in years where everybody's going, hang on a second, we all got to jump on board. There are very few, if any, vehicles that don't have 0 APR. Volkswagen, who has always kept their rates up, are now you're seeing the 0 APR on Volkswagen. The people, they revolted Volkswagen. We're all electric, man. They revolted, and they go, wait a minute here. Let's go ahead.
You're talking about a 180 with that company.
Yeah, they didn't want to lose the loyalty with that brand, which going all electric is. So everybody's backing up. Porsche's backing up. Cadillac's backing up. Or they're staying steady with where they are. And so I think once the $7,500 tax bill goes away, or incentive to you, the consumer, things are going to change. What is that going to do for electrification? Guess what? It's going to boost the resale. Think about that for just a second. It's going to boost the resale. So when the $7,500 goes away, that the cost goes up, the manufacturers are going to have to get very creative with leasing. It's not going to be, we're just going to give you the manufacturer is going to dump the $7,500 back in your lap. I don't see that happening. It could happen, but you're going to see some incredible lease programs. So they're going to have to inflate the residuals, which means it brings the trade-in values up to lease these automobiles. That's what's going to have to happen, which it should have happened in the first place. We should have never seen 7,500. That's going to do well. Your pickup trucks, you're seeing the Hemi come back. What does that tell you? Well, it means to tell you that the American people, the people that are truck buyers, are going, this is what we want. We've always wanted it. We've always enjoyed the Hemi. Leave it alone. We want the Hemi. And they're bringing it back. You see a lot of listening to the people, which, when Uncle Joe was running the country and you had all the people, greasing their pockets and doing all the crazy things they were doing, they forgot all about the American people. And we saw what happened. The Green New Deal was so prevalent. And heck, they were even bringing in the CEO from Starbucks going, you make too much money and you're not doing this. And I'm going, you don't see those hearings anymore.
No.
Now we're having hearings about, we're going to stop this. You can't do this. Look at the University of Pennsylvania. They came out and said, no more men and women's sports.
Good.
We're taking back all the awards. We're giving them to the people we need to. Riley Gaines is getting her awards. And we're bringing normalcy back to the United States of America. With that being said, when you have the largest employer in the world and you're bringing normalcy back, it just transcends through everything.
Well, I think one thing you would see too that would really be an improvement to the American people if we did it like raised, not lowered, the cafe. In other words, that a lot of the reasons why they came in with EVs and all that is because the cafe is so low, so they have to basically make that happen. But if they raised it, wouldn't that maybe where they start bringing more like muscle cars back and stuff like that?
What if they lowered the cafe?
Oh, that's what I meant. Well, yeah, I meant lowered.
Yeah,
lowered. I had the opposite thing in my mind.
Because here's the deal. What they did was everybody was building an electric car.
Right.
So when you have 0 and you're dividing that by 10, you've really lowered the number.
Correct. Okay.
Or if you have 2 zeros divided into whatever, you've really lowered that cafe number.
So if you had a vehicle that was getting 10 miles a gallon, then you had to have a 0 to try to help balance that in your whole fleet of under that cafe. But I believe if they lowered that or raised it, which one it lowered it, as you said, they might come up with more muscle cars again.
Yeah.
I think the people would love that.
And that's the whole thing. The people.
Let the people decide. I guarantee they will.
Because what's coming out of the exhaust, they continue to refine, design, and refine. Let the people decide if they want
30 seconds,
14 miles to the gallon, or they want
10,
34 miles to the gallon.
Who cares?
Yeah.
They're the one paying for it.
Manufacturers have to adapt, kind of like at a grocery store.
Right.
If they're not buying it, what do?
They
discount it and go close out.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. 214-787-1190. Don't go away. One more segment. We're going to get wrapped up here at Grapevine Dodge, 121 and William D. Tate. Come on out, and we'll be right back.
Judge Gregory said, yes, sir, gentlemen, the affairs of men cannot change anything in the plans our Lord has. You can prep all you want or fearmonger people, but they do it for their own enrichment.
That's right.
Hallelujah, and right on target. And the ones that don't want to see, they get wrapped up in, any situation can take people to a level of hysteria. I mean, we saw that with Jim Jones. I mean, or David Koresh. You can take and brainwash people enough to where you get enough following to where they go out there with the Green New Deal and all this and, do crazy stuff based on the hysteria of
Remember that show Fear Factor?
Yeah.
With Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same thing. It's fear mongering wrapped up with the Chicken Little syndrome.
But they become really believing it.
Yeah.
They become wrapped into it. They become like what the people did with Jim Jones or David Koresh or anything.
Well, same thing. Hey, Bo, you're going to die tomorrow. You got to get vaccinated. Hey,
Yeah.
Bo.
Yeah.
And all day long.
We know about that.
And then you turn on all these crazy news outlets and they're going, you're going to die. You're going to die.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to run down and you're going to get zapped.
The fear mongering brought these people, and now they're having so many problems from having all these vax. Then they want to run from that. The people that push that want to run away from the problems they created with that, and that's what happens. You know,
and look how many people died that shouldn't have died.
Oh, no doubt.
They stenciled all this, running tubes down their throat and hitting them with drugs that at one time were declared unsafe.
Yes.
And I've sent you all the videos from some of the top renowned specialists in the world going, they should have never, I can't remember that. Ramacin, what was it called? Anyway, that should have never been given to people. Not Ramacin, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, wow, so here you are sick, you get to the hospital, man, they slam you in bed, run a tube down your throat and start pumping all this.
Send your family away. You can't be around your family. You're in there by yourself. You have no decision making. They're telling you what you have to take, what they do, because it was mandated. If you got in there, they controlled you. You didn't control yourself. Now, that's insane.
By drugs.
But we live that.
We're barred.
We live that.
And then why is it that Uncle Joe gave Fauci
a pardon? You know why?
Why would you have to pardon a doctor? Because he knew, if not, that his butt was going straight to the hoot scow.
Well, I heard that you really can't pardon somebody unless they've been convicted of something.
That's not true.
Why what did he pardon him of?
Any future prosecutions dating back from 2014.
Oh, wow. I knew it was way
including
back
his son and everybody else. Why was that? Why are you giving pardons to people that haven't been convicted?
And why is there not more outcry about that?
Oh, I'm guaranteed he's hiding somewhere.
I mean, come on. I mean, the murders that happen in these hospitals and these senior living areas where these people were locked in and begging for their families to come and help them, and they wouldn't let you come in. I can't even believe
closed the schools. You know what? He shut down everything. He goes, I never said to shut down anything. I show the videos where I told the president, shut this country down.
He did. He said it on television.
You know who this is right here?
I got on tip of my tongue. I can't. The Gap Band.
That's it.
Ha! There it is. Everybody. There it is.
I cranked this up in my vehicle, and I love this song. 214-787-1190. We've got one more segment of show left. I just want to let everybody know we thank you so much for everybody that stayed tuned today. We love each and every one of you.
Thanks for the call-ins and sharing your stories or questions. That was really nice of the folk that did that. Appreciate that each time you get a chance to do that. And the comments on our social sites. We get a lot of those each and every Saturday morning. And if you just listen to us on the radio, which is Talk Radio 1190, we're here every Saturday morning from 8 to noon. But you can also follow us on our social media sites, live streaming at the Automotive Edge Radio Show on Facebook, Shifting Gears, our sister Facebook, YouTube. Go to the youtube.com/@theautomotive-edge, and then on LinkedIn under Kurt Chase. Make comments, have your questions. We're available here every Saturday morning for whatever and we talk about anything and everything too. So we're free to hear what you got to say and make a comment on.
Yeah, what you want to do is just let everybody know what we do. It's a handshake, hug, or a prayer. You can't pay us any money. You want to go through the best process, get the best possible deal. Not all the back and forth, not all the BS and everything else that goes on in certain places. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, leave me your name and number, and let us help you. You can also get your car appraised. This last couple of weeks, just in 2 weeks' time, I bet we added $60,000-$70,000 in value to vehicles. In fact, one of them was mine. The guy gave me a price, says, buddy, you're $5,000 below MMR. And then I'm leaving the place. He goes, oh, you know what? Here's what we'll do. And I went, you're out. I gave you a fair opportunity. I gave you my business card. It's not like you didn't know what I do for a living. And so that's where you go. You, the consumers, need somebody like me in your corner. And I don't mean that in a braggadocious way. I mean in a way that we have all the connections and all the people in line to make sure that when you're making the second largest purchase of your life, it's simple.
I don't go to my neighbor when I have a tooth problem. I don't go to my, call
well,
it.
Yeah, you could. You got the Amish mafia. He can
Yeah,
take
well,
care
yeah,
of
he can take care of everything. But I don't go to my neighbor that trying to help me out of a legal issue. You have certain people take care of you. Now, a lot of those people will charge you for their service, but you have the same thing here. You have an advocate here with no charge. And why would you not take advantage of that?
Yeah. And people think I broker. I don't get bird dogs. I don't get referral fees. I don't get anything.
No.
I always tell people, if I save you time, volunteer. If I saved you money, pay it forward. Or if you want to make a donation to our adoptive teachers, there's different programs that we help with. Back to school. We helped several years in a row with the therapy horses for the Down syndrome kiddos to have a place to ride. And there's
a lot going on that you don't know about that we do to help, and what Kurt has done for years, been on the radio going on 22 years now.
Yep.
And in the automobile business for 38. You're missing the boat by not getting in touch with him for any particular reason for your automotive needs.
Yep. We'll help you out. Want to thank everybody back in studio, Larry and Maddie, for all that you do. Big Wheels, great show.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope everybody stays safe over this 4th of July weekend. I know fireworks are still probably going to be reeling off in my neighborhood the rest of the weekend. So be safe out there. Watch the weather here in North Texas. It's been rainy, but you get slippery out there. And let's pray for the people down in Kerrville and that Guadalupe River issue.
I want to thank the folks here at Grapevine Dodge. I'm telling you, if there's a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, make it grapevinedodge.com. Remember, turn off those electronics, get reconnected. Go tell that person you love them. You don't know if it's the last time you'll see them, and it's so important to get reconnected with family, friends, and significant others. Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Automotive Edge. Go to theautomotiveedge.com for all your automotive needs. God bless. Have a great rest of the 4th of July weekend. We'll be back next Saturday. Take care.